So, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Kpush podcast.
Wow, 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 wow.
Comedy. We're here with Sammy the Hutt. Dude.
Sammy Hutt.
Sammy Hutt.
Yeah.
I like Sammy the Hutt.
I like
don't know-
Sammy the Hutt too, but it's just like it's so fucking cheesy. Like I don't.
Nah, it's good. I like it. It works, man. Your name, it's meant for it.
I feel like if I do Sammy the Hutt, I will always be just a local shitbag comedian. Like I'll never leave Providence. You know, I'll just always be at fucking at every. I'm not gonna name names of mics, but I'm gonna be at every open mic for the rest of my. Never shows, just at every mic. Like, hey kid, what's going on? It's me, Sammy the Hutt. Like,
nah, man, that's all shit. You're just in Providence. That's the problem.
yeah,
No,
that is it.
With your name, and nothing about your stand-up or your name is gonna change anything. It's living in Providence.
Yeah. Mistakes were made, people. All right, mistakes. Don't fucking screw around early on. Get your shit together.
So, how long have you been in Provi? How long now, or been doing stand-up in Provi? How long now?
So I started originally in Boston over at a Sunday night open mic over there, and then I found out Providence had mics. So then like I want to say 2 months after that, so roughly a year in Providence.
Boston is kind of like when you say the Boston open mics, it's kind of weird, right? Because there's fucking so many in that area. Like you have Southie. Like Southie's like a whole portion. You have Dartmouth.
Yeah.
Right outside, I forget the Jamaica Plain. Like
JP, yeah.
JP, right there. You have the actual Boston, right? Which is huge.
Yeah, the way you got to look at it is like Boston isn't quite, it's not divided up, like everything's next. It's almost like a bunch of towns put together, and then there's inner Boston, which is real city shit. But even like areas like Brookline, Allston, Brighton, Watertown, it all feels like a city, just there's no high rises. It's more residential, I guess you could say. So when it comes to mics over there, there's a lot of bar mics, I think I've seen a few cafe, where you'd find normal mics, but I think the challenge of it is definitely trying to get around, and if you're not from that area, it's definitely a hassle, but no, it's good though. It's good. I mean, like when you have so many different comics, you're gonna meet a lot of different people. Some might be cool, some might not. Some might have useful information, some might not. You have to really filter it out. But at the end of the day, you want to just be chill. You know what I mean? Don't walk in like I got a grudge or something stupid. It's just like you got to be cool with people. You got to be understand. You know?
Those people always fail.
Exactly.
Always.
College kids is big too. You'll see a bunch of people drop off during the summer because they're back home in like fucking Utah or something stupid.
Also, being in Boston, it's hard not to be a cunt sometimes.
Yeah, no,
like,
it's
like when you're around it, especially like midwinter, like it's been snowing out for 2 months, or it's been cold as fuck for 2 months.
I love
to
it.
the point where it hurts you, and you got 2 more months left of that.
Yeah.
And you're driving around on roads that were built for horses, going to open mics.
One-way streets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that's one of the I think hardest parts about the open mic scene in Boston is fucking getting around to different mics.
Do you know the T at all? Do you know the rails at all?
I do a little bit. I'm not going to claim that I know it inside out. I know people who do know it inside out.
Let me tell you something, Chris. What's nice about once you learn the T, you can literally go on Google Maps, look at like trains in this area, whatever, and it'll show you the directions in which way you need to go. All you need to know is like inbound, outbound, and look at what train leads to what line leads to where. Like I've literally gone from Allston to fucking Fenway Park for a mic just using a bus. Shit. You could literally take a bus over there. I'd take fucking public transportation.
Now, how long does that take you?
Not a lot. Like probably less than like 20 minutes, dude. On the bus.
Shit.
Yeah, no, buses are fucking quick. It's. I don't know. Boston's really hit. I mean, if I was more closer to Boston, I'd definitely be a Boston comic. But just because I'm where I'm at right now, I'm South Shore basically. I'm like more outside of South Shore even. I'm fucking close to Prov, so it's like
it's so much easier to get in and out of
Providence because you can drive. You can drive to Prov. Boston, once you get past the outer suburbs and you get inside, you got it. Your parking's impossible. You gotta fucking have a parking spot somewhere outside, like in the neighborhoods of Boston, and then you fucking walk to public transportation. That's the issue, though. If you don't know where to park, you don't know where to do shit, it's tough to really break in.
Right.
I got family in Alston. I work in, so and so. I do this, I do that in the city. I'm around it pretty often where I'm like, all right, I can park here, take the bus, hop on a train, take the commuter rail, whatever. Like I can figure out how to get to places without my car, and that's just so big.
Yeah, and you got to kind of, if you don't know how to get to certain places, you're kind of risking a night. Like, where, like, you might not make it in time because you're, like, trying to find parking or you get lost. And Boston's one of those places, right, where if you take one wrong turn, you could add 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
To your drive.
With traffic, especially if you're, like, in the city. Yeah. Like, the thing about those mics, too, is, like, if it's a late-night mic on, like, a whatever day of the week, bro, they fill up. They'll do cap 30, and 30 people will be there within 20 minutes. It's like...
That's crazy.
Yeah. I've seen it happen before.
You don't really think about how many comics are in Boston. Do you just don't, like, or at least I don't, with open mics, I would say. Just because if you listen to podcasts, the main ones you hear is New York, Austin, LA.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot of Yeah, the thing about Boston too is like the Boston guys are fantastic, and they do a lot of there's a lot of shows going on in Boston, but Boston is just not one of the it's not in New York City, it's not in Austin, Texas. No. It's a lot. We were talking about this on Thursday, right? It was like yeah.
And the thing is with like New York guys, they travel. Austin's a big travel. Like nobody who lives in Austin usually just stays in Austin.
Or Dallas maybe if they want for a show, yeah.
And even like New York is one of those places where it's 4 hours away from Boston, right? It's like, I don't know how far away it is from Philly, but it's not that far from Philly. Like, there's a bunch of different cities surrounding New York City.
Yeah.
So if you live in New York City, you can go to different major cities on like a 6-hour radius.
Right. What's crazy about New England though is that you do the road in New England. So I know Boston guys who go down to Connecticut or who go up to Maine to do shows. There's a ton of work in Maine apparently. I don't know about New Hampshire. I know Maine has some work if you get in there. Like,
I know New Hampshire has some. I see a lot of bookers in New Hampshire.
Bookers in New Hampshire and Maine from what I'm hearing. If you're up to that level, they'll pick you up. I know in Connecticut they do a lot of shows too. Like I know a few Providence guys who are like basically my level, a little bit better because they put in more work than me, but no, they get booked in like Connecticut and stuff like that for shows, which is bar shows, which is cool. So there's the road around here. It's not really like you could do Boston shows only for sure, and you could even do Rhode Island
hard,
shows.
Though, and you got to be real good.
You got to well, even the Rhode Island shows are like there's a few that are like you want to get on, and the other ones are like it's just a fucking bar show, I guess.
Sure.
I would take them, but like I'm not. Let's move on. I got. That's a whole different thing. We could talk about it. I'm like,
I mean, I don't care.
I'm fine with it. Yeah, I don't mean to just fucking side rail the conversation. I'm trying to get my electrical license right now for in Massachusetts. So I'm not really like. I'm definitely not trying my hardest at stand-up right now. I'm like kind of focused on like studying after work instead of writing jokes and like.
Why do you really want to be an engineer though? Do you think?
No, I just need money. That's the issue.
Need money?
I need money. That's like the main issue. Is like I've been in the trade for about 4 years now, basically. And what's good about the job is it's not like once you get the license, you're like, I'm going to be this for the rest of my life. I know a ton of electricians who go do other stuff. It's just having your license under your belt is just like a thing. It's like, hey, I could always do this for work. And like with comedy, especially in Boston, it's like, if I could move out without having to work a shitty job, so like, I got to work 5-6 days a week to make sure I can pay rent. If I could work like 4 days a week and still be able to pay rent more, that's the thing about electrical. You know what I mean? It's not about like, you don't think too hard overall. You just think about what you're doing on the job and maybe what you need for stock for the next day. And it's like, it doesn't loom over your head. There's no real big projects unless you want big projects. But that's when you really get into that path of like electrical. I'm trying to like get into comedy more. So it's kind of like graduating college for me. I'm trying to get my degree and then I'm really trying to like get into like rooms and shit.
So why do you want to stay in Mass? Like what's pulling you to Mass?
I think the comedy in Boston is really good. I think I could learn something. I think that's big, is learning something.
Way harder to make it in Boston than other places.
Yeah, I think if you can do that in Boston, let me fucking throw that on mute.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
Don't worry about it. It's okay.
Boston is definitely harder to get into, but like if you can get into it, I mean, like you can almost go anywhere after that.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
I would totally agree with that point for sure.
The writing,
it's so harder here.
Yeah, no, the writing is really good too in Boston. Like sometimes I feel like some Newark, like I see some comics missing some punchlines. Sometimes I'm like, you could have said that. That might have made it funnier, but that's all theory. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. I feel like with Providence, you learn how to like really like punch up a set, and then in Boston, there's like a lot of good writing. So I feel like if I can maybe like do something with that, I might be able to do something with myself. But also, I got family in Boston. That's really big. I got my dad and my stepmom in the city. That's huge. I don't have any. My sisters are usually out of state, and I got one in Florida.
Where are they?
My older sister's in Florida, and my younger sister, she's going to school right now. She hasn't been home all summer though. She's been fucking screwing around everywhere. She's been in Myrtle Beach with my grandparents, seeing my sister in Florida. She's just enjoying herself, which is nice. But yeah, some of us have to actually make money. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I've my old man's threatened to kick me out so many times. It's like I need money. You know what I mean? In case I'm actually on the street. So, you know, it's definitely a different mindset. Like vacation versus like I need to have money to do a vacation.
Yeah. So. Sorry, I'm trying to.
No, I told you I'm gonna. If you let me go, I'm gonna side rail. I could keep going, but
yeah, you are a little bit like I'm trying to catch up.
Yeah, sorry, you're still hungover, right, from last night?
A little bit, yes, for sure. That's definitely part of what's going on right now. Is that I'm hungover and you're side railing, so I'm like trying to.
Let's go back to Boston comedy.
You definitely want to stay in Boston. Do you
have
a
little bit.
Any plans of like trying to get out?
Yeah.
Because you could easily take that license anywhere, right? Or would it be a process of getting a license in another state? Would it be easier if you already had it in Mass?
So it's not just about the trying to change the license up, it's about the pay rate too. So like especially in like Texas where it's fucking steaming hot outside from what I heard, and like I don't want to work outside.
Sure.
It's more like maybe I could find something else, but at least with like what I have going on right now.
New York?
I definitely wouldn't do electric. No, I don't even know what I would do in New York, to be honest. I have no idea. I'm still trying to make it to Boston. That's the first step right now. I'm thinking about Austin, Texas in the late future, but like I don't.
The immediate future is Boston.
Exactly. I'm really locked in with just like breaking into Boston, seeing what I can do, and I have some other side ventures I want to go down along with like comedy and stuff like that. Like I got some other ideas.
Yeah, of course. I think about those things too, but I always try and stay focused.
Stand up is definitely something you need to lock in with.
Yeah, for sure. And if you want to be like really, really good at stand up, I feel like stand up was one of those art forms where, and I mean, there's a lot of comedians who do other art forms. It's very rare for somebody to get big on something else and then transition
to stand up. Well, what ends up happening is when people blow up big on something else and then they transition into stand up, their stand up usually fucking sucks. They lose their crowd with stand up, and then they're flat in the water because no one's gonna really want to. No, I mean, they're going to get booked they'll have an agent, obviously, because they're like,
sure.
I'm thinking of like the Hutt Tool girl, you know, spit on that thing, you know, like, that's all she knows. Spit on that thing. That's her thing. Like, that's, I don't get.
Is she doing stand-up?
She said she wants to do comedy. I just don't get, like.
She went on the Whitney Cummings podcast. Did you see that?
No.
You know who Whitney Cummings is?
I know who Whitney Cummings is, yeah.
So, I don't know what. I mean, she'll have anybody on. I think she would have had Trump's assassinator on, dude, if they didn't kill him.
Chris, he kind of looks like you, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of terrifying,
I'm fucking with you.
Right? A white guy from Pennsylvania, dude. It's kind of, it's too a little on the nose, if you ask me.
Where are you from originally? Are you from here originally?
No. I'm from right outside of Pittsburgh.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah,
yo,
right outside of Pittsburgh. Yeah,
I called it.
I was born in Erie, like right next to Lake.
That's how you're
Erie.
feeling right now. Hey,
yeah.
Warming up, people. Warming up.
There
all
it is, dude. You got your fucking rails going,
bro. The momentum.
Yeah, it's building. I see it.
I was listening to Rogan, and he was talking about the muse, like when you work hard and the muse feeds you idea. That's what he calls the idea process when you create an idea, the muse. I'm like really starting to think about that a lot. Like, I don't know, like I feel like the more you work on it, the more really the muse talks to you. But I think it's really like your ideas are really like it's flowing easier because you do it more often.
Sure.
Muscle memory almost, you know?
It's weird. You can almost sit in front of your notebook and just sort of talk to the muse. And if you treat it like it's real, something will happen.
You'll create something. You'll think of something.
Something.
You might have a premise. It might suck. It might work. I mean, like...
Yeah, like I haven't written any new bits because recently, except I started Thursday.
Nice.
And I just sat in front of my notebook and I was like talking to my notebook. Like, dude, come up with something. And I talked to myself.
Give me a fucking joke.
Literally, that's what I was doing for 10 minutes. And all of a sudden, my hand just started writing something. And I don't know if it's going to be good or not. I've only tried it once, but I have a new bit now. And also, writing new bits, it's if you don't do it all the time, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, no, you definitely got to keep writing.
It's one of those weird things where it's almost like a muscle.
I get compliments by a comic we know who he's like, you always write something new. And I'm like, yeah, but like, it almost always sucks. Like my key, what I like to do is I literally just throw darts at the board until something kind of sticks.
Yeah.
If it kind of sticks, I'll try and roll off it. But even the roll off part for me is tough sometimes.
Yeah, but that's part of it.
It is. No, it literally is.
It's
process. Just the grind.
Yeah,
it's just the grind.
I don't necessarily think that that's like a problem that you write a lot of bits and most of them don't work.
Mm-hmm.
I think also as you do it longer and longer, you get better at telling yourself or knowing which ones suck immediately off the board.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean?
Definitely. Oh, definitely.
Like,
you get easy. Yeah, it gets easier for you.
Of
You start
course.
to recognize maybe like, oh, this isn't gonna work because of
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yes, and you also can go, well, why? This is why it wouldn't work. Is there a way where I could say it where it would work?
Yeah.
Is there like a different setup or a different punchline, or is the wording too much, or is it too little, or
or
so
maybe people don't want to hear my Holocaust joke for the 6th time. You know, I don't. What's going on here? Hey yo, all right.
Maybe I shouldn't talk about Hamas. What do you know? What do you know? I didn't know.
I like how everyone in Providence, the first day of the attacks, is like, Hamas, more like hummus, or some stupid shit.
Dude.
Like, it's so fucking funny.
I heard that in Austin about 30 times.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
I mean, how many times are you going to hear somebody say, instead of Hamas, hummus? It's like... it takes balls to be that hacky. You know what I mean? You actually have to respect it on a certain degree. Where it's so hacky, you got to be like, wow.
Game respects game.
Of course. It was like you with your slide whistle. Dude,
Will was serious about throwing me out of the mic if I brought it back. I know he was subconsciously serious. You missed it. You missed it. But we're after.
You told me about it.
I told you about after the mic, people. We're at a bar, and he's like, "Don't you ever fucking bring that in again." I'm like, "I'm sorry." All right.
The host of the open mic.
Will Wells. Yeah, great guy. And then even the bar, I go to the bar owner, Mishi. I'm like, Mishi, can I bring the slide whistle? She just says nothing and turns around. I'm like, no, wait. She said she didn't say anything. Yeah, no. So
that's the worst thing she could have said.
Is nothing. Well,
dude, you really got. I mean, the worst she can say is no, but nothing is worse.
Nothing is worse.
Dude, yeah, well, you know, you gotta be a hack sometimes. A little hack.
Yeah, it's fun to fuck around and find out.
You just don't want to be the slide whistle guy.
No, you definitely don't.
Right.
I mean, there is a slide whistle guy in Boston, but good for him, by the way. I'm glad you found your niche. But I mean, it's just I don't think he uses it all the time. But it's like I don't know. I feel like you don't want to rely on like a slide whistle or a clown nose or a kazoot or always a harmonic. You want to like diverse it. Like Casey Rocket, for example. What he does with the harmonica is he literally will use it once and throw it away and then like go to other bits. And to me, that's genius. Like just being able to fuck around with instruments and then like move on and do a thing. It's like brilliant.
And
it's
harmonicas
brilliant.
aren't really expensive either.
No, slide whistles aren't terrible. I bought a 3-pack for like $15. I bought like a 20-pack of kazoots and they're just sitting under my bed right now.
Kazoos
or kazoos?
I think it's kazoos.
Yeah, I got a fucking 20-pack. If anyone wants a kazoo, hit me up. Sammy the Hutt on Instagram.
You'll give them out like candy.
I'm gonna sign them.
You'll drive around a white van that says free kazoos on it.
Hey kid, you want a kazoo? I'm gonna get pepper sprayed one of these days, bro.
Yeah, for sure you are, dude. Well, with that mustache, man,
goes crazy.
It is crazy. It's a crazy stash you got. When'd you start that?
Thank you. A few months ago, Andy Andy K has a mustache like this, and he was giving me a lot of shit. Shout out to Andy K. He was giving me a lot of shit for it because he has like his is smaller and it doesn't arch as big, and he's like, "Oh, I see you're stealing my look now," and I'm like, you know me, like, like, I don't know. It was No, my barber gave me the idea though. My barber's like, "Yo." It's because it was long and down at the time with no pomade. I would kind of twirl it for fun, and it would stick up like, kind of pointing. He's like, "Hey, let's pomade it and do something." I'm like, okay, and then next thing you know, it's my look now.
Yeah, it looks like you've had it forever.
Yeah, no, it fits me well. I feel like it fits my personality well.
It fits your stand-up
Yeah,
well.
it does.
Stand-up, I imagine, is better. I've never seen you without it, but I imagine...
Weird. It was weird. It was weird without it. It was definitely... It was like I was just trying to figure out who I am up on there, and I still am, but I have a better idea.
But you got this like little stash. It probably gives you like a little
confidence boost. No, definitely. Like I can like play into the look of crazy. You know what I mean? You got to get a little wild up there.
Yeah, you look like a clown, especially with the clothes you wear.
I was thinking about buying one of those red clown noses at one point. I'm still thinking about it.
Dude.
And just like when I'm bombing, just throw it on. So anyways, how about the Jews? Like, just hack it up there.
You like your brain works as a hack, and yet you hate it. I can tell, like already. Like you're naturally a hack, and you're like, I hate hack comedy though. But I appreciate that.
I think definitely it's a little it's part of my style. Is like, I don't want to say I'm hacky, but like I think there's a little chaos, and that chaos turns hacky. I feel like if I can use that chaotic energy, that craziness. I have a little crazy in me. I feel like if I can turn it into an actual art form instead of just like quick shit off my like actually try, I can do something more.
Yeah, because your stand-up's not hacky. Like,
no.
You write out a very complicated joke sometimes.
You've seen my notebooks, right? You've seen the fucking. I had a guy the other night just on it was not at a Friday mic. It was at like it was actually at Kill Tiny on Friday over at JP August 9th. Shout out to Tiny, but. I was at Kill Tiny.
Crazy. Kill Tiny.
It's so funny. It's so fucking funny.
So hilarious. As a rip-off of Kill Tony.
But it works. It's fun. Everyone has a good time. And like,
it's great.
It's definitely not even.
Do you think Tony knows about it?
No, not at all.
What do you think he'd say?
He wouldn't care. He'd make fun of us for fucking ripping. He'd make fun of Tiny for ripping off the idea. And like, other than that, like, you'd call it a third rate probably and just drop it at that. I think he'd fuck with it. It's not like. You gotta remember, it's not stealing any fucking anything. Like, it's not stealing. Like it's obviously it's stealing an idea.
Yeah,
but it's not like taking views away. Yeah. It's a local thing. It's a local thing. That's all it is. It's fun.
And you're not recording it, right? It's not like a live performance.
No. Not online. It's just for the room. What happens in the room stays in the room. But I was at Kill Tiny on a Friday. And we're only doing a 1-minute setup there, and I had like my notebooks, and one of the guys is like, "Yo, what the fuck are you writing?" I'm like, "Don't fucking worry about it."
That's nice that you kind of have that practice, though.
Yeah,
up here,
everyone writes differently. I used to type, and then I realized if you write it out first, you remember it easier. That's how I think a lot of like music artists like they remember it easier too. So I write it out first, edit. Then I type it out, and I'll even do more. I'll do edits on the type out sometimes because I'll talk it out loud. So, people will talk it out loud and record it. I don't record it. I just talk out loud, say my thoughts, and then when I'm, like, typing it out, I'm like, oh, let's change this to that to make it shorter and easier to say. And then I practice it a little bit, I rehearse it, and then I shorten it even more, and then I go up, and then, the process of, like, if I like it, I'll keep working on it, and then I'll try and perfect it as best as I can for my skill level. But, like, yeah, no, there's a process to it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, writing a minute's hard.
A minute, yeah.
A minute joke is weird, man. It's very strange.
I saw one of my buddies, he did one of his regular bits, but a little bit sped up, and he destroyed. I think honestly, with that, my shit can be dry. I think my humor can definitely be dry sometimes. And if you go up with a dry
humor, it's like The Office dry.
Yes,
like
it can definitely. I can bring
dry.
it down to that level almost. Yeah. I've never watched The Office, but yes.
Yeah, you've never watched The Office?
I've seen like clips.
Wow, that's surprising.
Yeah, I watched like one season of Parks and Rec, and then I watched all 5 seasons of The Wire. You ever watch The Wire from like 1999?
I'm in the middle of it now.
Ooh,
I'm on season 2.
Season 2 is pretty good. Season 3 pops off.
It's good, yeah.
Is season 2 Docs? The Docs?
The Docs.
The Docs is fun.
Yeah.
The Docs pops off at the end.
It's crazy how many white characters just refer to black people as the N-word.
Yeah, no,
you know
that's
what I mean?
yeah, no,
I mean,
it's
there's
definitely
like 5 or 6 characters.
I know. Sounds like a fucking Xbox Live party up in there in Baltimore. It's crazy, bro. Like,
I'd say right now that's the biggest selling point of the show. For sure. For me, at least. And my friends.
Me and my friends.
The biggest selling point would definitely be...
Who cares about the drugs? Listen to what they're saying, huh? I think these fellas have a point. No, I'm playing. People don't know.
Dude, yeah, I mean, I know that it's, like, realistic, and it's trying to be, and it is.
Yeah.
But it's weird when you see it.
Yeah,
it is that visual, like, whoa, that white guy just said the N-word.
Then again, they are in Baltimore.
Of course.
Yeah.
It'd be weird if they weren't saying the N-word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's part of their culture.
It's part of their culture.
Someone's gonna shoot us. All right,
in Baltimore. I've
Baltimore.
been waiting for so long for somebody to come in this room, just like somebody
and say the N-word.
No.
It's your lucky day.
Come on. I'm ready.
I've been watching The Wire a lot.
I've been preparing for this moment. The whole podcast is led up to
this moment, and then it's done.
It ends right here.
Folks, this is it. All right, let's... What were you waiting?
No. I've been waiting for somebody to just come in this room with like a black suit and tie and just rip me out and go, what were you doing?
What are you doing? What's going on here? Why do we have 2 different desks for the pod?
This.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
What's going on
What's your setup here? Why are you talking? Why do you feel the need
Let
to
me
talk?
write down this information.
Yeah.
Bring it home and figure it out myself.
It's just, it's insane. I'm waiting for somebody to just throw me away in a mental hospital.
No, you're doing the right thing. I think, especially when you're younger, stand-up for me is the baseline of all comedy, right?
Yeah.
Like, so many people start their any sort of entertainment career in stand-up, you know what I mean? So I feel like with stand-up, once you learn stand-up, you could try skit comedy, you could try improv, you could try this, you could try writing, you could be a sketch writer, you could write that.
Right.
I think with podcasts, the fact that we're just talking is almost like a skill. I feel like it's more of a skill now than ever because everyone's on their phone these days. If you can have a random conversation with someone and hold that conversation and have a good time, that's like you're ahead of 50% of the population.
That's
you know
very
what I mean?
true. Yeah, especially, dude, younger. Or generations younger is very difficult sometimes.
Yeah.
Even when you're hanging out with your friends, all 3 of you are looking at your phones, and I have to be like, "What are we doing?"
Yeah,
Why
one
are
of
we
them's
doing
on their
this right
Instagram
now?
feed looking at titties. The other one's checking the weather for tomorrow. Like, dude, we're hanging out right now. Let's
Yeah,
talk.
I
You know, like.
But the titties on Instagram are amazing.
It's crazy. It's crazy
You know
how
what I mean?
how much softcore porn is on my phone on the low key.
all the time.
I hate it. I
24/7.
yeah. It's so annoying.
Stuff that, like, if you saw online or on television, like 30 years ago, would be considered crazy.
It'd be insane. It'd be absolutely people would lose their minds. But yeah, I don't know. We live in a time and age where porn is in.
You know, like, it's like
everyone wants to be an e-stripper, you know? Like, go make your millions, sister.
Money is
insane.
Crazy.
Yeah, a lot of
making a lot of money.
I don't get, dude. Should have been born a woman.
Should
have been born a woman these days.
Well, you can just be gay.
Oh, that is true.
You
Well,
can be gay. And
no
make
one
a
wants
lot
to
of money.
see a fat gay guy online like me. You know, like
I beg to differ.
Really,
dude.
Someone wants to see this tummy.
Yeah, dude. You have no idea. The gay community, man, with
I
their
don't.
porn
You know
is
what?
crazy.
I don't. That makes. Of course, you would know, Chris.
Yeah, right. I would know.
I'm like, of course you would know.
No, it's. I think online traffic, like online servers, the amount people use the internet is like 70% pornography.
Yeah, no, it is. I
It's
think
like
statistics
70,
show
80% pornography all the time.
that's the rest. Fucking crypto,
It's-
Bitcoin mining,
That's insane. Like, think about everything online. You got Netflix.
and it's just porn.
You got Instagram, Facebook.
We technically
Twitter.
have the Library of Alexandria in our hands, and everyone just goes to the porno
Porn.
section. Yeah,
and
they
they'll
go.
never stop.
No,
They'll never stop.
I was
making it.
gooning pretty hard last night myself. I'm not gonna. I was down. I was lost in the sauce, bro. Bro, we fucking
Dude.
crazy.
It's weird. Like, I mean, I don't know when you started. I started watching porn at 10.
I was 12. No, I was same around with you around then. I
Like-
first found boobs on YouTube.
Isn't that crazy?
There's like Billie Eilish talked about how she had a porn addiction when she was young, and it's like, yeah, no, I was lost in the sauce. I think a lot of people were. I mean, we all joke about it. I think it's a problem, right? If people don't know how. I know how to stop though. I could stop. Like I did. I was gooning last night because I was lonely, all right?
Yeah.
But, like, during the week, I'm chilling. Like, I don't need to fucking beat my schmeat every fucking night of the week. You know, I don't need to lock in a porn. Like, I think a lot of people can't stop watching porn. I think that's the issue.
Yeah, I'm one of those people. It's a problem. For sure. For sure it's a problem. Starting it at 10 is a big issue. Because then you're starting it so young. Like, when I think about it, I've been watching porn for 10 years. I'm 20.
Seasoned vet.
Yeah, dude. Come on, dude. I'm a 10-year vet in this watching porn game.
You ever watch any of the retros? Like, you ever get
They're
so fucking
weird.
Yeah, it's
They're
different.
So, like,
I was writing a bit about it a while ago, but like I like how like the old retro porn, it's like there's a 30 to a minute intro and then instantly fucking sucking dick. And then like with modern porn, it's like a 10 to 15 minute introduction. Someone's doing equations on like Pythagorean's theorem, and then she starts touching the dude who's doing the math, and then she'll blow him, and then they go back to the math, and it's like, why is this so? What's the tax reason why this needs to be so long and drawn out? I gotta relearn geometry from high school. What the fuck's going on here?
Yeah,
not the same. It's not the same, guys.
well,
That's
some of those are like 15-second plot setups, and then they're just
beautiful.
Like a lot of like this.
There are some, right, that do have actual plots. I do respect the ones that have plots, like Pure Taboo. Shout out to Pure Taboo.
Yeah.
Shout out to horror porn.
Yeah, there you go, dude. You got a whole list,
Bro.
memorized.
I could keep going.
Isn't like Euphoria is weird, right? Because
Euphoria, the show?
The show, because it's basically
Never
just
watched
like
it.
long porno.
Is it? Is that what the kids are watching these days?
I've seen episodes. I don't want to say I've seen the whole show.
Hell yeah. Isn't Sydney Sweeney on that one?
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to write this down for later.
Right.
Okay.
Well, that's where her titties were first shown.
Yes, sir.
And that whole show's a little weird. It's
okay.
a little weird.
Well, aren't they in high school, though?
Right.
Oh.
They're in high school. You have like 30-year-olds
Scratch
playing
that. Okay.
high schoolers, which
Not
is
good.
always fun. It's
Always
always
fun. It's always fun.
It's always a little strange, but it is.
But
fun.
it's fun.
It
is fun.
And
yeah.
so you have these 30-year-olds who are fucking cosplaying as high schoolers.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
And there's a lot of dicks. There's a lot
a lot of dicks?
Lots of dicks.
There's dicks?
Yeah. Well, it's like
from
female
30-year-old.
porn. To me, when I watch Euphoria, it's like female porn. That's what I see it as.
Yeah.
Because guys.
No, that makes sense.
Guys get too bored. But like women like this like long drawn
build
out
up drama,
story, and
stupid
then, and then it leads to the sex.
Then it leads. Okay.
I'm not a woman. I don't know. I'm not
kind of like 50 Shades of Grey type energy. Okay, that makes more sense. See,
exactly.
I never watch you. I don't watch TV that often. I'm just fucking. I'd rather fucking
very Twilight-y.
Yep.
But the thing is with Euphoria is that it has very good like camera work.
Yeah, right.
Hey, yo, make sure you get the side boob of Sydney.
I just picture the fucking director smoking a cigarette, bring her to the back afterwards.
Well, and that's the other weird part about that show, too, is it's all written by one guy. It's all written by one guy.
Stop.
Like this show,
the dogs are in the house.
Dude, the more and more you learn about Euphoria, you go, wait, what's going on here? This is a really weird show that's happening.
And a guy wrote this.
And a guy wrote it.
Yo,
a whole guy
that's crazy. That's so crazy.
And then I always like telling people this, too, is Zendaya is the main actress or the main character or whatever.
I thought Sydney Sweeney's tits were.
Well, that's a next in line. That's a close second. You know what I mean?
That's the co-host.
Yeah, right.
Hey yo.
So
Auga.
Oogly moogly. That bang is juicy.
Oh my god.
So
you need a black co-host, I feel like.
I do.
You need a black co-host,
right here,
yeah.
Dude. Just so that he can sub in for me saying the N-word. That's
yeah,
really
exactly.
I need a black co-host that just presses a button and they say the N-word whenever I want.
And also
to.
great oogly not him saying it, but like the cut out of the song.
Yeah.
I'm parked down the. Well, I'm not gonna get towed, right?
You're fine.
Perfect.
No,
all right, cool. Yeah,
By the way, it'd be a weird thing if I was like, no, you are.
Not in the suburbs.
So. Another weird thing that I always like telling people about Euphoria, though, is Zendaya, the main character, main actress, whatever.
Co-host. Okay.
She is a producer as well. So I'm imagining, like, she's not revealing her pay stubs, but I imagine she's getting paid the most as the actress.
Yeah.
She's getting paid extra as the producer.
Right.
But she has a contract where she's not getting naked. But
Brilliant.
every other actress and actor is.
Ooh.
Isn't that a little weird?
That's pretty
She's
wild.
like a pimp. She's like a...
She's pimping out the other actors and actresses. Wait a second.
It feels like that, because she's the only one not getting naked, getting paid the most, and probably getting another cut.
Do you think she's bringing in the other actors? Do you think she has a part of that by any chance?
I assume so.
Because that's where it gets to, like, the pimp era, I feel like. Once you're bringing in your people to do that for you, that's when it gets real pimpy. I feel like it's different, right? I feel like it might be a little different if, like, someone else brought in people, you know what I mean? Like, someone else brought in Sydney Sweeney. And maybe Zendaya is just trying to be like, by the way, I'm not trying to get undressed. Like, that could be the case, but it'd be so fucking funny if Zendaya brought some people into town to get them naked. That would be ultimate pimping.
I can't...
Is Zendaya a pimp? Find out next episode on the Kpush podcast.
I can't imagine that she doesn't have a say. Being the main actress and also a producer on the show, I just can't imagine that. I bet she and the director probably run the show there. I'm assuming. And the one writer.
Well, one of the actors is like, wait, Zendaya, I don't want to get naked. Bitch.
Oh
my
dude.
party. Right in the middle of a bit.
That's terrible.
I can imagine just like one of the actors, or the side actor, someone's like talking to Zendaya. Zendaya, I don't want to get naked. Zendaya's like, bitch, you'll do what I want. Boom, boom, boom. Like smack him around a little bit. Like, that's what I picture.
Dude, I hope so. I hope a video of that comes out.
That'd be pretty sweet. That'd be some next level fucking Lizzo type shit.
It would.
I'm gonna stick a banana up your pussy. I'm gonna smack you around if you don't get naked. You know what I mean? That's like.
What'd you think about the whole Lizzo thing?
I would eat the banana.
Yeah,
I would eat it out the pussy.
Right. Well, I mean,
but what else? Like Lizzo. Like, what do you mean by that? Tell me.
I mean, it was a little. It's hard getting a job as a fat dancer.
It is.
I imagine.
Right.
I can't imagine.
In the city though, I don't know.
I don't see a lot of fat dancers.
You don't. Yeah, that is true. I don't see a lot of fat dancers
don't.
Either.
Personally,
yeah.
when you think of dancer, when
I don't think of fat as dancer. Well,
yeah. Does fat enter the brain? I don't see.
Does fat enter the brain for
you know
dancer?
What I mean? Like when I say
there's a pun somewhere for that. I don't know where it is, but there's a pun there.
For sure, there's a.
But
joke
anyways,
there. So, but like, let's say I'm going to describe somebody. Hey, there's a dancer.
Right.
I'd be surprised if that person was fat.
Yeah.
I would be a little shocked.
I would be too.
So I would definitely eat the banana.
So I would eat the banana out the pussy.
For
you know
sure
what I mean?
I would. And I think that that's sort of what you got to do. Also, you eat a lot of food. You probably eat a lot of disgusting food to get to where you're at.
I'm not going to do the glasses.
I mean, you can if you want to. They look pretty sick.
Thank you
with the shades and the mustache might be a little too much.
It is. No, it is.
You know what I mean? Like, against society. Not just like me. Like, you look like a menace.
But trust me, whenever I go anywhere with it, it's a power play. It's just people don't know how they feel about it.
Yeah.
But I think fat dancers, I think that's tough. But
for sure, it's a tough gig. And I think they all got jealous because they're looking at Lizzo going, well,
she's the main hoe.
Yeah.
She's the main fat dancer.
They want to be the main hoe.
They want to be the main hoe. I want to be the man. Fuck, I want to be the fat dancer, bro. Like, fuck, bro.
Who
what am I
doesn't
doing?
want to be the fat dancer?
Why do stand-up when you could be a fat dancer? Why do stand-up when you could just huck to a spit on that thing?
Yeah, right. Of course. You think her whole comedy set, going back to Huck to a Girl, is just going to be that?
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be a story on how it happened.
She is everywhere.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
she's starting to die out a little bit. She's losing her steam, I feel like. They're trying to like, oh, people hate her. She did this, she did that, but like she's literally losing her steam. Unless she drops the OnlyFans soon or like she becomes a rapper or a shitty comedian, I just don't know where. They said she's doing a wrestling match or I don't know a fighting thing. I don't know what's going on with her.
I mean, what's happening? She's being signed. She lost her job. She
didn't lose her job.
She didn't?
I don't think so. She wasn't a teacher. She's a 21-year-old fucking college chick. I don't think she lost her job, bro.
I thought something happened to her.
Maybe she did. Let's say she did though.
But like either way.
All right.
She is coming out on top.
I think if she just drops the OnlyFans, she could just cash out right now. I think that.
Yeah.
I think she might be. That might be her last back pocket. +4 Uno card. We're saving this Hail Mary.
Well,
I definitely think real quick. I definitely think her manager is like, all right, listen, Huck Tua, fucking. Here's the game plan. You're gonna do this thing. You're gonna try comedy. If not, anything else works. Country music. Then OnlyFans. All right, that's like OnlyFans is the back pocket.
That's a good plan.
You know what I mean?
I don't think they can hire her on like a movie or something, right? Like I don't think she can act.
No, if it's gonna be a shitty Netflix production or something. If anything, it's gonna be one of those Amazon Prime and it's gonna be one of those influencer movies where they hire a bunch of shitty influencers to fucking. It's me, the guy running in place with Huck to it. Like
yeah, but those exist.
They do.
People watch those.
They make decent money. They make money.
So I don't know, but from saying two words.
Imagine I did
crazy. And she was I went to New Hampshire.
Doing heroin over there?
Yeah, well,
what a guy.
I wish.
Cultured man.
And we went into like the city, Hampton, this town.
Were you really buying heroin? Bro, what's going on
here? No. And it was like this beach town, and there were stickers for the Hawk Tour Girl.
Spit on the thing.
Everywhere.
Okay. Ooh.
Everywhere.
That's pretty hype.
I mean, people are like printing merchandise, and people are buying merchandise of the Hawk Tour Girl.
That's pretty hype. I mean, look at the Trump assassination. Do you see those shirts? Miss me, now you gotta kiss me with Trump's face on it, and like the little fucking
that is insane.
That's cashing out right there.
That is cashing out.
So I saw the assassination. So I was at my grandparents', and I don't know if anyone knows, the elderly always have the news playing.
Always.
Like that's just always the deal.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the deal. You get old in America and you have Fox News or CNN playing all day while you either work or you do whatever fucking old people do when they're not working until they die.
Wine drunk.
They get wine drunk. They smoke a little reefer. They party a little bit.
Of course.
And my
Maybe
grandparents,
a couple IPAs.
a little IPA. That's a younger guy. That's a young man's thing.
Oh,
but
yeah, that is true.
But we were sitting down and the news is playing, so I'm like, hey, Grandpa, check out Trump's doing a speech, and we watched the assassination attempt live. And I remember just looking at my grandfather's jaw just drop. It was insane. You know what I mean? But after 30 seconds after, I'm like, someone should make a T-shirt out of this. And I mean, look at it now. Everyone's got the miss me. Now you want to kiss me. Fucking. I missed out on a merchandise opportunity is what I'm saying, people.
Yeah, no, you definitely did, man. You fucked up. Man.
I know, fucked up big time. I should have just been born a girl. I should have just fucking hucked Tool on that thing and started an OnlyFans and I could retire.
Yeah, I mean, the people who get famous now are, it's insane how famous they get and how they get so quick on top. Where you're on Whitney Cummings' podcast. You know what I mean?
That's
a podcast. Like,
it's pretty big.
It's pretty big.
That's pretty big. That's momentum. That's the ball rolling right there. You know, like Hutt, good play on her doing that. I saw her on some other podcasts. I saw her do another 1 or 2 podcasts.
What is she talking about?
You know,
like, what is she just talking about?
I saw her on the podcast and I just didn't listen because I don't fucking care.
Right? Who's listening?
I don't know.
That's my question: is who wants to hear? What is she talking about? Israel? Like, do you want to hear the Hawk Tua girl talk about
hot
Hamas?
take on Israel?
Like, what's happening here?
I think they should just spit on that thing.
Yeah, that's insane.
I don't know what they're, and that's the thing. I don't know, man. It's weird though. But like, what? I think it's just the podcast followers. But I don't know how many followers Hutt Tua has. Like, real, not just Instagram, but I mean people who actually like.
But you
fuck
can
with
skip
her.
a week. You can skip a week of a podcast episode. You don't need to listen to every single episode.
No.
You know what I mean? It's just not required.
I think Hutt Tua is definitely just like a hot topic. People want her on, but then I don't know what else.
By the way, I know we're talking about all this, and this is all valid points. If Hawk Tua girl reaches out to me tomorrow
to spit on that thing,
well, but also to come on this podcast, I would 100%
say
have
yes.
her on. Yeah, of course. I don't know. Maybe she would have an interesting perspective on the Israel.
Ukraine. Maybe she knows how to solve the Ukrainian-Russian issue by just spitting on their things. Maybe you've got to. I feel like pussy could change a lot of people's mind about things.
I think it would be really funny if she was actually very well spoken and like have
that would be
real
crazy
solution. Like
that would be crazy.
Like if she's actually did the ceasefire. What if she was the one who planned the ceasefire and carried it out
by spitting on that thing?
Well, maybe that, but actually having like a real solution.
That would be insane. No, that would be absolutely.
Right.
But I
think that would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
It'd be like a South Park episode. It really would.
That could be a premise right there. The fucking spit on that thing solves the world issues. That is a South Park episode somewhere in a universe.
The way we look at these people online now is a little too much because we just don't need to hear about them all the time.
I think the thing is with people, my mom. All right, I'm gonna say my point first. I'm gonna go on to my side point. I think the issue with people is sometimes we just don't have enough things going on to care about, so we end up going to the new. We look at our phones and we look at what's trending, what's hot, like Twitter, like. Spit on that thing, and then everyone's like talking about it, like whatever. But I think it's just people don't have enough time and activity. Like they have so much time on their hands, they have nothing else to care about. They don't have any other real responsibilities. Like for me, I don't watch television because I'm busy writing or I'm with friends, or even I'm like playing some video games. And even then, it's like I'm not even on the game that long. I'm usually fucking doing something else because I have shit going on. Well, you don't have shit going on, bro. It's like, well, what do you? 2 years ago, I didn't have shit going on. And for me, it was like, all right, I'm going to go home after work. I'm going to watch some porn, hop on the game, and then call it a night. And that was my life for 20 years. I'm going to do what I have to do to survive, go to school, whatever, go to work, become. My dad would have probably kicked me out if I didn't become an electrician or I didn't do a trade. He probably would have kicked me out. I'm not going to front. That's another reason why I'm in this. But I would do my thing. And then I'd be like, all right, what do I want to do now? I'll go to the gym. Maybe when I lifted, I'd go to the gym. I didn't even lift that long. But I would just fucking go home, jerk off, shower, game. And that was my life. And the thing is, it's fun with people online, but then I'd be by myself a lot.
By yourself playing video games.
And that's when I would be on my phone looking at Hutt Tua and giving people my 2 cents on the internet just for it to disappear into absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, I used to argue with people online too. Like, I think that's a very 16-year-old thing to do. I'm on
Discord. You know what Discord is?
Yeah, I know what Discord is.
All my friends are on Discord.
I don't get on Discord.
Good.
I'm not on
Discord. Stay off.
Yeah, I've heard that by people.
Stay
off.
Like don't. If gaming isn't your thing, don't get into it now. Like, you got shit going on, Chris. Fucking don't. For me, gaming is kind of my thing. But it's like if I'm not working, studying, writing, or cleaning, I don't know what to do. In the gym, I don't know what to do with myself. So I might hop on the game. I might fucking, I don't know. I literally just hop in the game. Like, I find time to write my jokes, but the game for me is my outlet. Like, I don't watch TV. My gaming is like my little pastime hobby on the side.
What games do you like?
Nothing, absolutely nothing intelligent. I'll play like Overwatch. I'll play like a little strategy war game, but sometimes I get too locked into games. So I have to stop playing those games because then I spend too much time and I don't write enough. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course.
That's the issue. Yeah,
bits that come out of playing video games.
No, nothing. Absolutely nothing. You ever go online and hear a guy talk about, I was watching anime when, and it's like it just absolutely bombs. Like,
yeah, of course.
Like, it happens all the time. Like, I think comedy works with actual real shit. So that's why I'm definitely trying to. That's why I'm more off it than on it. You know what I mean?
Of course. Yeah, I mean, and it's good for, as a comic, I think it's just good for you to never stop moving.
No.
Whatever you're doing, like if you're partying, if you're fucking working, if you're going to the gym, if you're, anything you're doing, get out of the house
and do something. Live a life a little bit. If you want to do comedy, you have to live life. That's a weird thing about it. I was talking to a comic about that. It was an older comic, more experienced, and he told me, he's like, listen, what's good about you young guys is you hustle, but you got to remember, because you're young, you still need to live a little bit.
Yeah,
and he's not wrong. The only way character development as ourselves, as people, we're going to learn by the only way is going out and doing stuff and meeting people.
And that's the only way to get bits.
Exactly. No, exactly. You got to like really... I like to ponder. I'm a big pondering guy. That's how I get a lot of my ideas, is I ponder when I look around and I think about stuff. So when I go out, I might see something funny and I'll think on it on the way home.
Right.
I'll sleep on it and the next day I'll write on it because something I saw is funny. But if I was playing video games and I'm like just so locked in, I don't even think about it. My mind shuts off. My mind literally shuts off and I'm just in the game. I don't have to think.
Right.
And that's where it gets you.
That's one of the good things I think about video games, is that they can do that. It's actually like sort of meditative.
It is in a way, but also it can be bad.
Yeah.
It's the same with alcohol. It's the same with drugs. A little bit isn't bad. A little bit can be good, actually, in some ways. It can loosen you up. You can take a break. But too much, you stop writing, you stop working out, you stop taking care of yourself, you stop working.
Yeah, that's when it becomes problematic. Yeah. And it's easy. It's easier than you think it is.
It is. No, I'm gonna go on my side bit now. My mom is a alcoholic, she still suffers, but I think her issue, a lot of it, was that she just didn't have anything else going on. And when you don't have anything else going on, you want to just party or drink or something. Right. And that's where it's like, I think it got to her. It's like she would try and date, which is a terrible idea. So, because she's an ex-alcoholic, so she has absolutely, she doesn't have a lot going on, so she hangs out with guys that don't have a lot going on, and then nothing ever good happens. And so that's where I think some of her issues are. It's like, well, you fell back in because you had nothing going on. You went back to drinking, you tried fucking around, and you found out.
And I think one of the weird things is with like alcoholics, if you're pursuing something, it's hard to get so fucked up that it's affecting your life. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're really chasing after something, like if you're doing comedy, it's hard to get blackout drunk every night, because you want to do stand-up comedy
instead, but you can't drink. Yeah, it's the same with gaming in some ways for me. Like, some nights I want to just hang out and game, but I realize I got to go out and I got to flex my muscles. I might have missed yesterday because I was too busy or something, so I need to go out tonight. And that's that's where it's that threshold of like, do I stay in a game or do I go out and make something out of myself? And that's where it matters. You know what I mean? If you can make sure you take that extra step, that's where you'll find that extra, like, I found something out tonight, Right. Yeah, you definitely need that.
And like I know guys who do like having one or two drinks at an open mic, and they seem, okay.
One or two drinks won't kill you. You know what I mean? Get a buzz going. I'd have 3 if I'm feeling wild, get a good buzz going, but like I'll sober up and be able to like, I'll at least get something out of it. I'll make something out of it. But like once you're like, if you black out on stage, you get absolutely nothing. It's same with like smoking too much weed. I hosted a mic one time and I got so fucked up off of smoking. Like my setups for comics were awful. Everything was dry that night anyways, and it just like, it looked terrible on me because I was just so fucked up, and I was like not even trying to recover.
Yeah.
I was like, well, it's already dead, so, but like, it just doesn't help your cause,
No.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when you smoke too much on stage, the one thing is you keep telling yourself is to never do it again.
Yeah, and then next week you do it again.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, you try better.
Yeah,
you try
gotta
better.
learn again.
Exactly.
You gotta just keep learning over and over again.
No, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Have you hosted any mics around here?
No.
Dude, you should definitely host one before you leave.
I would like to.
You should.
I don't know how to have that conversation.
Do you go to a skew on Tuesdays?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I maybe talk to Will. Maybe he could put you on. Winsong owns the bar, so maybe you could try and talk to her. Maybe try and talk to Will. See if you could ask him. Just politely. Just,
sure.
You know the normal. You know the drill.
Of course.
Yeah. No, but she lets a lot of guys host, which is sweet. So. I hope no one hears this. But no, you could definitely try there. You could definitely talk to Will too. He might let you host at his Wednesday mic one of these weeks. Will actually probably would if you ask him. You could just host New Bedford if you really want to. But
I always feel weird asking for shit.
No, don't. You shouldn't.
I know.
If you ask for shows, it's weird. But if you ask to hey, if you ever need help with a mic sometime, that's completely different because. These guys do mics every week. It's good for hosting experience, but sometimes they're I would love a day off to really just fuck around on stage.
And it's also really, really good for repetition.
Yeah. Hosting is great.
Yeah.
Nick Monroe, he hosted. Shout out to Nick. He hosted Tuesday and he hosted Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. 2 days of just nonstop hosting, and Nick was actually working a little bit too. I saw him trying to he came back from vacation, so I saw his gears are starting to grind again. But he was figuring it out up there, and just that experience alone, because you're up there doing 3-4 hours of comedy, nonstop in between, trying to keep the crowd alive, It's a workout. It's a mental workout. But what's good about Providence is that people will let you host mics, which is so big starting.
Yeah.
Like Boston's a little different. I know a lot of Boston guys. I don't think they'll let you do it for a lot of their mics. They're some guys are very no. From what I can tell, unless they're physically gonna miss the mic, but they'll have one of their guys host to make sure it stays afloat.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Providence is a little different. Providence is definitely more warm welcoming for people, which is really nice. Honestly, I really love that.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy, he doesn't do comedy anymore. Back when Rick's was around, shout out to Corey. Corey would let literally anyone host if they asked. And Corey let this guy host. He was only 2-3 months in. Did a terrible job, but he still hosted nonetheless.
Yep.
He quit. He literally quit 2 months later, not even. But yeah, no, well, when fucking...
Those happen.
They happen. I get it.
Yeah.
Game respects game. But, at least if you ask, you get some experience out of it. I think that's so big.
And you learn how to keep people's attention.
Exactly.
Over a long period of time. Which
is
really, really important.
Yeah.
And how to get people's attention.
Yeah, definitely. And even some people might see you're doing a decent job. They might ask you to do a spot or something. You know, it might lead to something else. That happened to me, when I was I did a bringer show, and then I got offered a gig for someone I'm not going to say the name of, and I did the gig.
Sure.
Found out the guy was a scumbag. But I got something out of the gig though. I got something out of just going out and trying stuff. I asked someone to sign up for the bringer. He let me do it and done it. Next thing you know, it led to something else. It happens,
Very nice, dude. And the thing is you could host a show then.
Yeah.
Right?
You have something under your belt. Mm-hmm. Hey, I could host a show. I need to actually do more I eventually want to start a production up just because it's I've been in the scene for about a year now. I know the guys. I think it would be good for myself for comedy. It'd be good for the Providence scene if I did something close by.
What are you thinking?
I would do a show in Mansfield, Mass. That's where I'm from. But I'm I shouldn't say my place. I don't fucking care. I'm not going to give my address, but
That's up to you, man.
Yeah. No, something in town. I could definitely try and do a production over there, maybe. Just somewhere to start locally.
There's nothing in Mansfield. There's nothing.
There's bars. There's
just
shitty. I mean, not shitty bars, but there's
nothing.
No
set
comedy.
Up, no comedy.
No
that's
comedy.
What I meant.
Yeah.
And that even around here, there's really nothing.
No.
Mansfield, Easton, all the way to
Foxborough
Boston.
has comedy.
It does.
Which is so weird.
I did not know that.
Really?
What do they got? A show? An open mic?
Yeah, no, it's a show. They got I think it's John
Where's
Tobin
that?
runs. John Tobin runs. He owns a bunch of comedy stuff. Right? He's one of the powerhouses in Boston.
Oh, really?
Right? I think so. I could be. I think it's John Tobin. Yeah. He does the He runs the whatchamacallit. I think he owns Laugh Boston. I think he owns Nick's.
Oh, wow.
And then I think he does the comedy scene at Patriots Place, and then Chris Tabb is the booker. I've been there a few times. Chris Tabb is really fucking good at what he does. Because, like, in Foxborough, when I've been there, the crowd is a little dry. I mean, it's literally just old white people. But, like,
sure, of course.
Chris Tabb loosens them up so well to a point where, like, the comics do pretty decent just because, yeah, they're loosened up. Chris literally breaks the ice. He does, like, a bunch of, like, improv and, like, he does, like, a lot of crowd work. He'll do some goofy stuff. He's a goofy. He looks like a not disrespectfully, but he's funny. He's funny. He's really funny in my opinion. So, yeah, no, he loosens them up nice. But like, I think I could do like just a small bar show. I think I want to do like a showcase for some guys.
Yeah. Boston's one of those places where it really is like all about meeting people, just the right guy, and there's a lot of those right guys. Yeah,
that's how a lot of guys blew up because of that. They met the right guys, and they were brought to the right shows. They did the right things. Yeah, no, I think if you meet the right people, I've met some great people already in Boston. Maybe not the people that are going to get me into the scene, but like people that are just warm welcoming. And I really appreciate that when people are just really nice. Like when people are chill, like, cause you know, when you're a Providence comic and you go into Boston, it's a little weird. You don't know anyone, but it's like when you have people that are like super nice to you and like will talk to you and hang out and like introduce you to people, it's sweet. And then next thing you know, it's a hangout. Next thing you know, you're invited to the after party. And then next thing you know, you get some great advice. I got some great advice. I still need to take the advice and do it. I just haven't. It's like advice for a show that someone does and to get on. I'm still working on material though. I'm not super confident in my material. I feel like I'm still kind of growing as a comic. I don't know, man. Have you
ever done a show before?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've done two. I've done two so far.
Well, I mean, for shows, they're like so much easier to get laughs.
Yeah. It's almost I was stressed out for like one of them, and the second one I was feeling a little better, but like I was stressed out just because I've never done it. But
for sure, I mean, you should be though.
Definitely. It's better to be stressed than relaxed. I think when something matters.
Because then you prepare for it.
Yeah,
and
literally.
You're prepared for when you need to go out and fucking kill.
Yeah, exactly. Not stressed about the material, but stressed about like the crowd and everything, and the good way of stress.
Yeah, I don't think that it's a problem. I think people who do stand-up comedy and they don't get stressed out before they do it are either don't care.
Yeah, and that's
or
a problem.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, you're like a psychopath, especially if you're good at it.
Yeah.
And you don't get nervous.
Something's wrong with them.
I mean, something's going on.
Yeah.
Everybody says that they get nervous. Every big comedian ever
I think
says
those guys who are like not like weird are just mentally ill.
Well, I mean, for sure, everybody in comedy is mentally ill.
Pretty much though. You got to be a little delusional to want to keep going up on stage and fucking telling jokes.
The hatred you have to have for yourself
is pretty immense. It gets wild some nights.
You have to hate yourself.
Just enough
to the point where you're not killing yourself. But you have to bomb and then to do it again is like, buddy, what happened to you?
I know. Like,
where'd your uncle touch you?
Yeah. Where's this dark humor coming from? That's what I'm wondering.
You can adjust that so you can lean it back. You just have to twist that.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can hang on back there. I have a different chair too, if you want.
No, I just like the backrest. I just like leaning back a little bit. I'm apparently leaning on stuff is like an American thing. I don't know if you knew that. Like leaning. I had
no idea.
That apparently I read this on Facebook online. I'm pretty sure, so it could be completely false misinformation.
But it's accurate.
If you apparently can spot an American because they lean, while Europeans will just stand.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, they have a stick up their ass. So
exactly. And the French are smelly.
Well. Don't even get me started about French, dude.
Oh, God. No, I know Chris. He loves his baguette up his ass. Hey, we're going back into the power play of the lean.
Dude, of course.
Yeah, dude. Fucking. So, Chris. Austin, tell me about it.
Tell you about Austin?
Let me hear it. What's your plan?
I've talked so much about Austin on this podcast.
Okay, do you want to just give me
I don't
quick snippet or something?
I don't care, dude.
Okay.
I can repeat myself. I'm going back August 24th. I'm really fucking excited. I got my job lined up down there.
Awesome.
I got the apartment lined up.
What kind of job? Let me hear this.
Kava.
Nice. Yeah. So you're going to be working the food line. I like it.
Of course. You get $17.25 no state income tax in Texas.
Sweet.
And then, I mean, 17.
What's the minimum wage down there?
It's $7.
That's actually $17.25 is pretty good for working food.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty good.
Sure. I mean, the average in that in Austin is 15.
Really?
You can get $15 an hour very, very easily in Austin, Texas. It's just, going down to Austin, Texas really changed my perspective on the minimum wage, because if you kind of let, people run their businesses how they want, then usually the economy thrives, and then usually there's a lot of jobs, and then people don't want to work the low paying jobs. But, the thing is some people, they don't like switching jobs. Switching jobs is it's a pain in the ass.
It's scary for them. It's scary for a lot of, that's the chain. Like you can't, if you're scared about change, you can't do comedy. Like that's what it is.
Well, we're of course for comedy, but
even for just
general,
jobs. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Jobs. No, of course what are you like? What would you be like on coke? I wonder. Because you really are
scary, probably. Yeah. Probably scary, bro. Yeah, I've never done it. I don't plan on to. My grandfather.
Have you done like Adderall or anything like that?
I tried Adderall when I was younger. I was on a decent milligram too, but that never worked apparently, from what my mom said. So she gave me coffee at 12, and I just never grew past 5'10". And now I've just been drinking coffee since I was like 12, 13.
Yeah, apparently coffee does stunt you.
It does. No, it does. Yeah. I might have been 6'1". I could have been a basket. I could have done something, but now I'm short and I'm doing comedy.
Yeah, I think I might have stunted my growth a little bit.
Were you drinking coffee, young?
I was drinking energy drinks. Yeah.
Then only stunt your growth, probably stunted your lifespan a little bit.
Yeah, probably. I wonder all the drugs I've consumed.
Did you do a lot of stuff? I feel like you've probably gone wild. You've gone off the rails a few times.
So no, I haven't done. This is gonna surprise you a lot. But
can I just say real quick? You have a chill energy about you, but I can tell there's a little demon inside you, Chris. I know there's a little wild side.
Oh yeah, I'm cuckoo.
Let me hear this.
For sure. Crazy. I started drinking when I was 13.
What a guy.
And then I was like getting like, when did I first start getting like blackout drunk? I would say
good times.
The pandemic.
Hell yeah.
Pandemic hit, and I drank probably every day for like 3 months, I'd say, at least.
You fast forward on the pandemic, a little time travel.
Yeah, I did. I feel like it's still 2020.
Yeah.
I did. I mean, a lot of people have said that, but for sure the amount of alcohol I've consumed definitely hasn't helped.
I was smoking a lot of weed. Mm-hmm. I was just smoking a lot.
That's me too.
And then I ended up having to go sober to find a job to break into electrical before. This is all before comedy for me.
Right.
And I had to get sober, so I stopped, and then it kind of hit me about, we're in a pandemic. But yeah, no, if you just drink your life away, life just flies by. It's real easy.
It goes by quick.
I kind of get alcoholics, man. I'm like, fuck it, I don't want to fucking just drink.
Right, you really can't fast forward a lot.
Yeah.
And then I drank every day when my girlfriend broke up with me this past November, whatever it was.
Rest in spaghetti, never forgetty.
What the fuck?
Good times never last, people.
So, yeah, I definitely would tell people that I'm an alcoholic. I would like to get it under control.
Hell yeah.
I think I can. I go months. I purposefully do breaks, long periods of breaks without anything now, because, there's people who just drink all the time.
Oh, I know them.
Through their 20s.
Yeah.
They burn out very, very quickly.
Yeah. I think it's weird with stoners, though. With stoners who smoke all the time. I don't know if it's not like they're born burnt out. They were just always vibing. Isn't it weird with stoners how, you could smoke your whole life? I know a guy who smokes, and he's, not doing terrible for himself. He's not thriving, but he's not broke. He's not,
It can go one of two ways, for sure. Either... Some people, it almost makes them feel like a superpower.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, my buddies, for example.
Yeah. When I do perform better in life when I am on a low dose of marijuana.
Nice.
Now, the thing is that it's so easy to not be on a low dose. You know what I mean? And I also think you should take breaks. Even if you would like to smoke every day, I don't think it's good to smoke every day.
It's I'm definitely doing some type of lung damage, but
right. Well, I mean, that's the thing with like everybody's got their vices. But I haven't met anybody from our generation who doesn't have like some sort of vice they don't like.
It's crazy.
And if they don't, they seem cuckoo.
Bare knuckling life.
Do you know what I mean? They're almost like on edge.
I have a buddy of mine who's literally a man of the cloth. He's like, he takes religion he was on a lot of drugs, and then he like took way too many shrooms, and then he like tripped out so hard he like transitioned into becoming like Christian, and now he's a man of the cloth. And even as a man of the cloth, he's still like, he drinks, he parties, he fucking does nicotine, he smokes cigarettes. Like, he knows he still parties.
Isn't
but now
that crazy?
Now he just, that's his reason for not getting pussy, is basically what it is. He's like, yeah, no, I'm a man, I gotta marry. And it's like, oh, cool. I guess it's his reason to not do drugs, though, which is better than most people. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But,
yeah, so I've never done anything hardcore.
Nice.
Good
for you.
I've only drank... I did one, actually, that's a lie.
You definitely shouldn't do coke then, because if you drink and do coke, then you can't drink either.
Right,
that's,
of course. Yeah. And I'm not. I think I'd like coke way too much.
You would get it offered in Texas for sure. You'd even get it offered in Mass, but like
you get it offered if you're doing comedy.
Yeah,
for sure. And anyway, there's always somebody, that has coke.
Yeah, my aunt died of a fentanyl overdose from fucking laced painkillers.
That sucks. I'm sorry about that.
Don't be. I mean, like, it is what it is. I appreciate it, but like, I don't know, man. It's, to me, and I've also had neighbors who've died off of heroin overdoses, fucking fentanyl and blow. People I know, like, they had kids I went to school with. My mom was friends with them, and it's like, it's all the same thing from the drugs, man. I don't know, like to each to his own. I'm not gonna hate. It's just like, a lot of shit is spiked these days, and I feel like once you have a first-hand experience of someone dying from it,
it would change you.
It does. I think it puts a different perspective on you. For me, it's like, why would I want to start something where it's like, I don't think I would benefit from it, first off. It's like a party thing, but I wouldn't benefit off of it. And secondly, it's like, I just seen so many people fucking die. Yeah. like I know so many people are just gone from it. I don't know, man.
I definitely want to try everything.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Before I'm gone.
Okay.
For sure, I would like to
I want to try psychedelics. I want to try them
at
some point. But like, for me,
wait till I'm 25.
That's a good mindset. What's your reason for not doing shrooms?
I'm afraid I'm going to get addicted.
Oh,
I'm very afraid of getting addicted. All the reason why I haven't done anything is because I'm very afraid to get addicted. I've watched myself, how I react with marijuana and alcohol.
Right.
I've done these long breaks without anything, and they're hard for me. They're very, very difficult.
Okay,
and
no, that's fair.
I feel like it's throwing gasoline on the fire.
No, that's a completely good reason.
I feel like I want to believe that a lot of people's like problems with drugs is their habits. And the habits that they form at a very young age, where they just are constantly doing it all the time. Yeah,
no, it's not. It's not good.
It is not good.
So for me, I always was worried about, like, because I learned that shrooms is like 6-7 hours long, and I was in high school. I have some friends that did it, and I was just always like, I don't have time to like do this. I got to go out and do something, or I'm driving home, or like. And then after that, it's like, well, now I'm a little bit nervous because I don't want to do it and then like be too down the rabbit hole on it, and then like next thing you know, we're trying to do something and I'm not in the right state of mind. So yeah, no, I'm just like, maybe one of these days, but I don't know. Like, I'm trying to get my shit together right now. You know what I mean?
Thought about doing mushrooms on the podcast for the first time.
That'd be wild.
That would be crazy.
That'd be very wild.
Because I've had this podcast forever.
Nice.
It's been so long.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Good job.
I actually did this podcast before I started doing comedy.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you told me about it a little bit. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because it was in the middle of the pandemic. I was 16.
Yeah.
Couldn't
crazy
go to open mics.
Yeah. No, I was like 17, 18 when the pandemic, 19 maybe. Fucking, but.
Yeah, you're 23.
I'm 23 now.
I was 16 during the pandemic, so you were probably 19.
Yeah, I graduated high school that year. That was fun.
What was the graduation like?
2020, bro.
Yeah, what was that one?
So all right. So I'm gonna start a little early. So when I was in high school, I was terrible in school.
Sure.
I kind of blame my upbringing, but also I just didn't try enough. I loved history. I actually made it to an honors history course, but I sucked because it was just so boring. I just couldn't get into it.
Sure.
So, I had like a terrible GPA. It was like a 2.3 GPA almost. When I was 16, my old man asked me, what am I gonna do? And I'm like, well, my weed dealer at the time told me to get into electrical. So I told him, my old man, I'm like, yeah, I'll get into electrical. And then long story short, it's like senior year of high school, junior year, they asked me what am I going to do. I say electrical. So I do a program. This is going to make sense in a second, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I did a program where I'd be doing, so at like the end of my senior year, basically the second half of the semester, fast forward, we're at the second half of my semester. This is right before COVID starts.
Mm-hmm.
What basically happened was I would go into school later. It was like a dual enrollment program. I would go into school later during the day, and then at night, I would do a night school program at a trade school, at a tech school, a voc tech school, and I would just learn electrical over there at night, but while I was still in high school. So I wouldn't have to show up till halfway through the day, and I wouldn't even have classes anymore. Like all my classes are gone. I would just do an online computer class. Okay. So for a few months, I was doing that. I would just show up to school late, and then COVID hit, and that's where things got weird.
Yeah, I imagine it would.
Everyone is celebrating because we thought school was out for a few weeks.
Right.
I still remember walking the hallway. Everyone's like, "Woo!" Because like they made the announcement. The teacher's like, "No, this isn't good."
Yeah.
Because they know what's going down. They know they're going to be out of work for a while, and then then like next thing you know, everyone's on online schooling now. I'm like, so. My grade, we did online schooling. You know how it goes. I'm sure you remember. A lot of people remember.
It would have had to have felt like a joke, though.
It was.
As a senior.
Because senior year, no one knows what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
It's like anything in history, any type of thing, where it's like you're trying a new thing, but no one has any idea what the fuck they're doing.
No playbook.
So I ended up cheating my second half of my senior year. I went from a 2.3 to a 2.5 GPA just through pure cheating. So I got out of high school with a nice GPA, but from what I could tell, I was more disconnected with my grade. That's understandable.
Right.
That's who I am. I'm a little disconnected. I'm doing my own thing. Everyone, you gotta understand, where I went to school, everyone goes to college. No one's doing trade work besides like me and like two other guys who have families of generations in construction.
There's not that many people who would try stand-up comedy, period.
Let alone, I'm surprised. There's one kid in my grade, Dylan, bro. Shout out to Dylan. Dylan Weiner, bro. He's doing stand-up. He's moving to California soon. He's going to LA.
He was in your grade?
Yeah, no, Dylan was in my grade. That's why I know Dylan.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
Yeah, no, there's a few. Apparently Dylan's fucking chill as fuck, too. I wish I met him earlier, to be honest. But anyways, we're graduating. Yeah, it was weird. They did no one really gave a fuck at the end. Things went crazy. A lot of kids started drinking. People were partying. There was graduation parties during the lockdown, which is even crazier.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was insane.
Yeah, so I was on my computer. We did instead of doing I don't know, I forget what it was. We did like a drive. Apparently, my grade did a drive-through through the town to celebrate graduating, and then I didn't fucking care. I drove a shit box. I didn't want to be seen around in my shit box, so I was like, whatever. And then for graduation, instead of there being like a big normal high school graduation, instead of doing a regular graduation, it was like you would show up individually with your family, and then you'd get your photos taken, and then you would just leave. It was like a 20-second process. It was perfect.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
You gotta understand, people. For us,
very nice.
Guys like you and me, we don't fucking care. Well, at least I don't care about the fucking big. I didn't.
Shit.
I had like maybe 3 friends, and I was mutual with everyone else for the most part. Didn't really say hi.
I showed up to my graduation stoned and in pajamas.
Nice.
And I just put the robe on, and there were girls there like in dresses.
Yeah, all dressed
full
up.
Dresses, like makeup, and I'm there high.
You just don't give a fuck. This isn't a highlight of life right now. This is just a thing that a lot of people do,
Right. Yeah, but a lot of people.
Thankfully, in the U.S. at least, but a lot of people do take that shit way too seriously, in my opinion.
I mean, dude, I remember
it's their life. No,
people
it's their
were,
life.
like crying after high school ending.
Yeah.
I still subscribe to the idea where it's like, dude, if wherever you're at in life,
right?
If you're like, man, I really miss high school. I'm like,
that's a problem.
I think you're doing it wrong. Whatever you're doing, I think you're not doing it right.
The only thing, though, is that me and my boys will sometimes, not me and my boys, but we'll say sometimes we don't miss high school, but we miss the hangouts we had because those were crazy.
Well, everybody's on the same schedule.
Yes.
And you're doing the same
all your
thing.
friends are around.
Yes.
It's another crazy thing.
Of course.
What's a crazy thing, too, is I don't know I think, like, when people, I guess before COVID, when people graduated, not a lot of people, I don't know if this is true or not, but not a lot of people, I guess, stayed in touch with their in-town friends because everyone went off to college.
Yeah.
But, like, for me and my crew, like, some of our guys went to college, some of us didn't. We did trade work, whatever, barbers, whatever, and now we're all still friends, though. Like,
I think it's different now with the phones.
I think we're all connected
phones,
so well. I think that might be it, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
We're all it's so easy to stay connected now. It's like, why not?
And it's also it's something like it just depends on what generation you're talking about.
Yeah,
right?
I think I think you're exactly right.
Like, because if you're talking about people who grew up in the 40s or 50s, you're sending shit by letter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they had telephones back then.
They had telephones, but I mean, it was like shit. If
yeah.
you were
cross country, forget it.
Forget it. Or it was like really, really bad.
Telegram.
Yeah, like it's legit shit. You could call, but then number one, everybody had to share.
I think it costs
phone.
A lot of money too.
Yeah, it cost a lot of money.
Probably cost a fortune to call.
There's all these different things with that, right?
Right.
And then you talk about people with the 80s. You know, they graduated probably 90s, let's say. So like everybody was starting to have cell phones.
The internet, email,
the internet. So
AOL,
yeah, you probably kept in touch a little bit better now, but
definitely.
Right now, you're born 2000 or whatever.
You do a FaceTime on your phone.
FaceTime.
You know how crazy that is?
It completely changes the game.
We're on the verge of holograms.
Yes.
We really are. Like, we're on some Star Wars shit where they pull up the little fucking hologram of the person. We're like right on the edge of there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's one thing too, where it's like, oh yeah, there's this. I'm hanging out with my buddy Ed. You've never met him. I got this new friend Ed. Like. And you're talking over the phone. But it's one thing if you're on FaceTime and you're like, yo, meet my buddy Ed, right?
Yeah.
So now you're meeting, you have a name.
You see
face
to face, it gets a little more personal.
Right.
It's like, I think it's definitely a good thing. You know what I mean? In some ways, if you can handle it, obviously.
And it makes it easier to talk because then you know that person that you're friends with now knows Ed and knows their
their face.
So when you talk about them, they think of Ed. You know what I mean? Instead of just a voice over the phone.
More personal feeling. Yeah.
So I think it's just it changes the whole thing with the iPhone.
Definitely.
iPhone changed. I mean, obviously.
I think COVID definitely sped it up. Like sped up the process of it because we're all just inside. I think a lot of inside like technology, games, phones was like that. You mind if I gotta take a leak? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Let's pause it real quick or whatever.
Let's take a pause. Yep, for sure.
Yeah. It is what it is.
No problem if we get obliterated.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? But dude, I wanted to say you're my first fucking real guest here.
Woo!
You're like I mean, I had one of my best friends on.
Nice.
But like you are
an actual like comic.
Yeah, well, you're an actual comic that I met here, became friends with. I would say friend Lee, I guess.
Nah, friends.
I would say. And fucking had you come on. This is the first time, man.
I'm glad to be that guy. Hell
dude,
yeah.
Oh my god, it feels good.
Nice.
Feels like I did it. This is the first time.
No, you did.
Where I was like, oh, nice, dude. I like learned
you did
this
good,
scene.
kid.
Yeah, right. I'm looking for the pat on the back. Give it to me, god damn it.
I may not be the best, but you did it.
Also, I was just thinking too. Sammy the Hutt with advertising posters. I mean, come on. Just
no,
Photoshop
I'm not
your
fucking
face
doing Jabba.
on Jabba? Come on,
Well,
man.
I could just do Sammy Hutt and then just do Jabba, and people would get it.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
It's like
that's true.
because that's what. So you would not believe how many times people open me up for like they'll open me like I'll be coming up stage, they'll introduce me as like it's Sammy the Hutt, and they'll do a Jabba the Hutt joke and like. Just the worst shit possible, and then sometimes I'll roll off it if I'm feeling it, but usually it's like this is just stop. Like
I can't wait till I host an open mic.
God.
I'm gonna write the corniest, hackiest Jabba the Hutt joke of all time just for you, buddy.
Guys, next guy coming up. His sister looks like she ate too much Pizza Hut. It's Sammy Hutt. Like just sister looks like Jabba the Hutt. It's Sammy Hutt. Like yeah, no, it's fucking.
God, dude.
Yeah, bro. What was up with Thursday with those chicks in there? Was that like models or like so?
I don't know what is going on there. It was very nice.
I was scared. Basically, there was a bunch of for the listeners. Do you want to introduce? Should I?
I mean, I don't care.
All
You
right,
can.
I got you.
I will allow you, I guess. I'll give you permission.
Thank you.
Good sir. Good sir. I think you
Good
can handle
sir.
this.
Game respects game. Yeah, basically there was I walked in late, and usually Thursday nights and prov open mics. I mean, it's what it is. It's usually drier, but it was popping.
That's one way to put it.
And it was popping, and the way it was there was a fuck ton of hot bitches, and I'm like almost models, bro. Like I don't know what was going on. I don't know who or what, where or why.
Some of them looked
were
like
mids.
they were from
mids. They were from Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, and then allegedly, the comic before I went up said that one of the girls in there was Miss Rhode Island or something like that. So I don't know.
Well, here's the thing.
He could have been just complimenting.
For Providence, for being in a bar on a Thursday night on Providence, those women were extremely attractive.
They were
that situation,
for Thursday night in Providence.
Yeah, I mean that is crazy what we were watching.
Yeah.
Also, it was very bad and good.
Yeah,
it was both things because like. They would talk the whole time and then not listen, and then listen to like one person and then get bored, and then, dude, it was sort of a shit show.
It was when I went up there, one of the chicks was talking out loud, and I just went, shh. I said, excuse me, and like I just said it like that, like an angry black woman. Excuse me, like I didn't say it. I should have said that for context, but it still was kind of funny. People laughed, and I was like, all right. And then she literally went quiet. And I was like, well, that worked. And then I just went on with like fucking terrible pedophile jokes and shit. I went on with my best material for sure.
You bailed, dude.
I bailed
right
halfway. I couldn't. I forgot my actual good bits. That's the embarrassing part. I came back from a vacation for like 2 weeks. I literally forgot my best bits.
I was surprising that you did all new material.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like sometimes when you're just trying shit out, you just gotta fucking go for it. I don't know. Like even in a room with new people, it's like, dude, fucking see what happens. And I think with the comics it landed great, but with those chicks, they were just not really getting.
No.
I don't know if they even knew what stand up was. I don't even know if they knew where they were. I think they were just looking for live music, honestly.
Yeah, they were. And then they
started dancing on each other once the DJ hopped on, and that was fantastic. But
sure.
yeah, no, during comedy it wasn't. No, not optimal.
It is weird when you think about like
turn this off.
Imagine if you didn't ever do comedy.
I
like,
know,
what
right?
would you do?
Well, I would try and be cool. See, I think you can either be cool or you can be funny. You can't be both.
No.
I think you like. I like to dress nice. Like I like to dress different. Like I look like. I'm dressed like a strawberry today, but like I'm comfy. I'm wearing Carhartt and nice Levi sweats. I like to look funny. I like to look nice.
The best you'll get as a comedian is you can be the coolest uncool person.
Yes.
That's basic.
Yes.
That's your bar line.
I do, yeah. Like the twirly mustache, I got the fucking, the crazy sunglasses, they fit over like a quarter of my face. I mean, like, it's just the look, but like.
Of course.
But. Trying to be cool is a whole different, like, to be cool, you gotta change your mindset entirely from creating jokes to, like, trying to fucking be cool and get pussy, I guess, or get whatever, whatever your vice is, but...
I would like to wear a, there's this one company, I forget the company name, but they make all crazy designed suits.
Okay.
Like, insane suits. Like, I have one of them, it's a flamingo. suit. It's just like a suit with a bunch of
flamingos on it. That is pretty pimpin'.
I want to wear that to shows, and I think I might start.
You want to make that your thing?
I don't know if it can be my thing.
You want to be the guy with the flamingo suit?
I would, just crazy suits.
Kind of like Doug Stanhope?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't do, he does, like, weird, he does different mixes and matches, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, of course.
You do, like, crazy.
Yeah, like a professional clown. That's like.
Aren't you already one?
Well, I'm trying to get one. I'm trying to get there. More of a clown.
Where's that red nose?
Minus the professional part.
Right. Shit.
So, yeah, no, well, you gotta try stuff.
That'd be you do have to try. You literally have to try.
Like,
I was doing the slide whistle
of course.
a month ago. Like,
you gotta try stuff.
You gotta
not
fuck
to
around and
open
find
mics.
out.
You can't wear. A
no, that would be
mics.
very cheesy. Or it's like the same people who bring a speaker and play music when they walk up. It's like, you don't understand where you are, do you?
No, this is not that.
I can't wait to see. Yeah, once the music hops on an open mic, it's silent. It's just everyone's just like, what a fucking douchebag.
Well, I mean, dude, following those music acts are so hard.
You know what the key is?
It's so terrible. It like.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, right? Respect, because
yeah,
I can't
no,
play.
they're doing their own thing.
Yeah, of course. Like, you do you, man. Like, there's no problem. Bo Burnham's one of my favorite comedians of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I love Bo Burnham. So, do you. But
Yeah.
following a music act.
You gotta literally make fun of the song they sing right up.
To.
I did that. So there was one guy.
It.
Yeah, you gotta call it out, or you gotta say something, and you'll usually. I did it a ton for a certain guy. You've seen it before. I've made fun of it. I would do something about it. And then there was a guy before you were in. You might have actually been in Rhode Island. I don't know. But probably during the winter, this guy had a key. I forget his name, but he did like a keyboard in a song about how his wife is from New Bedford. And then, or his wife is from like the Cape or something, and he would say, "My wife is from the Cape," and then or something like that, something nice, and she likes lobster. And I'd go like, "My wife's," I'd just go up there and say like, "My wife's from New Bedford, and she likes gas station sardine," or something stupid.
Sure,
I said something so ridiculous, and it was so on point with the song that people like. It sounded like I was doing his song, but just with a terrible spin on it.
Of course.
And I just crushed with that. And obviously, I was still new, so I sucked afterwards. But like,
yeah, you can win them. It's possible.
Exactly.
I'm not saying it's impossible, but it is.
You got to
win
them over real quick.
Yeah, real quick.
That, or you
got
to drag them down to your level. That's always an option too.
That one's tough though.
That is. Then you
got to
bring them back up.
And then
you got to do that.
Can you do that? Can you do that well?
It's like a 50-50. It's a 50-50.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't trust myself to do all that.
You got to try it. You got to you're going to eat shit, but you got to try it. You literally got to fucking go up against, like, if even, like, maybe not Bullet. Like, Bullet's good. Like, if you get Bullet spot at a mic, it's not bad because you get experience with, like, a cold crowd. But, like, even, like, I don't know. If you see on an open mic list, there's a spot open right below a crazy good comic, go right after him and, like, try and fucking bring him down to your level and then build him back up. It's like taking Bullet. It's literally just like taking Bullet. Basically, it's just like, it's not just you're practicing your set. You're practicing your set in a certain style. You know what I mean?
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
A lot of wordplay, a lot of more thinking to it. It's like hosting. It's like hosting in a way. Like, it's a different style of stand up, but it's still stand up.
I go up last a lot.
Yeah,
I go up last a lot.
That's good. That's not bad.
I mean, well, it's hard.
Well, yeah.
But it does make you better.
I meant as like that's good or it's not bad. It's like it's a good way to work out.
It's a good way to work out, for sure, because it's like running with ankle weights on.
Yeah, literally.
It's very, very difficult. Going up last at like a show, any show really, unless you're
right
like the
before,
headliner.
Yeah, right before the headliner.
Course, but yeah, it's fucking tough.
Yeah.
Very, very tough.
Yeah, I do it a lot, not out of choice though. Like, I show up like right before the mic ends sometimes. Right. You've seen Wednesday, for example. Right. Not by choice, so it's usually because I'm running late.
Yep.
But from what I can tell, if you can make a room full of like 4 or 5 people laugh, it's like you could probably do that with a room of 20.
Right.
Like it's not.
Right.
At that point, it's just a little bit more intimidating, I think. So that's why it's good to go to a hot room every so often. Just remember what crowds are like. But
right, it is. But also, the surprise of the laughter is nice.
Yeah, it is. I think when I spoiled myself on Wednesday, bro. I just I don't know what happened. I just everything was on point, and then Thursday came around, and I was just so fucking done after Thursday.
Yeah, no, I mean that happens all the fucking time.
Yeah, I ended up going to the casino on Friday instead of Mike. I was like, fuck this, I'm gonna go play some blackjack, and then I lost $7, and I was like, well, it's a good night, I guess.
You gotta do a little bit of that.
You gotta dabble.
You have to.
Now I want to go to the casino again. I feel the energy of just fucking gambling coming upon me.
Is there anything better than gambling, though?
No.
I mean, come on. Everybody likes a little gamble every once in a while. The chance to win big.
Chance to win big,
you
baby.
can win big. You can make a lot of money.
Yes, sir. And fucking.
But you probably won't.
Yeah, well, I'm not. Yeah, I usually lose more than I win, but when I win, I go hard. That's so bad. It's gambling.
What's the most you've ever won?
In a session, probably $1,000,
Really?
1,100. Yeah.
And it felt good.
It felt. I was so shit faced too. It was the more drunk I got, the better I got at guessing numbers at roulette. It was crazy.
Huh.
It was so the muse was tapping in for no reason. the muse of gambling. Whoosh.
What if there's a god?
A god of degeneracy.
Yeah. Just specifically
I've been
for
blessed. I go to the church.
Some people are good at that shit, man.
Yeah.
Some people are real good at
Some people are just born slimy out the womb.
Yeah, well, you can't discount the slime.
A little lubrication, you know what I'm saying? I have no idea what that means. Anyways. Yeah, man. Fucking gambling's fun, but yeah, no, should have definitely went to a Friday mic instead, but it is what it is. You gotta live a little.
You have to. Like what we were saying, you just gotta live a little bit.
You gotta live a little. What about you, Chris? What do you do to live? I feel like I know nothing about. I know so much, but nothing about you.
Sure. I mean, I don't necessarily like to talk about myself too much unless you I know you really like me. You know if that makes sense. Also on the podcast.
No, it gets a little weird. Yeah.
It's yeah, I have solo episodes. I can talk about myself.
Oh, do you?
All the fucking time on the solo episodes.
So I wonder what Chris likes to do in his free time. Just watch a podcast episode of talking.
So I talk about myself a lot on those podcasts, but when I have a guest, it's I don't know.
Just about me a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it to be more about the guest. You know what I mean? Because you are the person that I'm more giving.
This is your show. I mean, yeah.
I'm giving you the room.
Appreciate it.
I don't know if you're gonna be back here, when you're gonna be back here, how many more.
How?
Yeah, sure. So while you're here, it's I want to let you talk.
Gotcha.
I want to give you the room where you can fucking fully express yourself, and that's my mentality.
No, it's a good. That's probably a good way to run a show, to be honest, instead of me asking the host what's going on in his life.
Yeah, especially the first episode.
Yeah,
yeah.
Who am I as a person? We've just been talking about stupid shit for the past hour and a half, probably.
I'd love to talk about stupid shit.
It is a blast.
This podcast is. And also, some people have this reality, I think, of 20-year-olds where it's no, 20-year-olds care about politics, and they care about things that are important, and it's all of my friends who are 20 are literally focused about one thing only, and it's getting their dick wet.
Yeah.
Aside from that, everything else is second.
Me and my boys are struggling to figure out which kind of cruise line we want to go on right now. There's not a lot of. The thought process in politics isn't really. I mean, we all have our different beliefs, respectfully. And we all have some baselines, but I think going deep into it is kind of wild.
I mean, I like talking about it. I'll go deep into it. The one thing that I always try to keep in mind when I talk about politics or religion is, number one, you're 20.
Yeah,
you don't have that many experiences yet. If you think about where you were 5 years ago, you were 15, and compare that to yourself right now, you fucking know nothing.
That's for you being a 20-year-old. Yes,
right.
Yeah.
And so imagine 5 more years from now, you're probably going to have completely different viewpoints. Also, when you start a podcast at 17, and you listen to some of your old opinions.
Are you and your friends just talking about politics as 17-year-olds on your old episodes?
But I would, joke about things.
Yeah, of course.
I would talk about how I feel maybe about certain things, but no solutions.
Right.
The one thing is as a 20-year-old, you go, well, maybe this will work. Well, maybe this will work. But the reality is that a lot of the deciding factor should be done by 35-year-olds.
Yeah, I definitely.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about everyone has their own voice, man. But at the same time, you shouldn't be preaching if you don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like that's such a baseline level. It's like if you don't know, then like why are you? You can't. It's like if you don't vote, you can't really complain. You didn't vote, but yeah, no, politics is funny.
And there's some people that know what's going on at 20, but
nah.
Then like that's their thing. That's like who, you know what I mean? Like that's like you have to commit massive. If you were to actually know sort of what's going on at 20 years old in the United States of America,
you wouldn't be doing comedy first.
You wouldn't be doing comedy. The amount of time that it takes to actually get to know stuff, and the amount of time it takes to like look at everything that's happened over the past 20 years and really get like an idea of what's going on,
right,
is so crazy.
Right,
it's so much time and so much effort. Most people don't have that.
Yeah.
And if you are doing that, that's fine, but like they're usually a boring person.
You're very passionate about the subject, I noticed.
Well, I'm passionate about like so many different things.
Fair enough.
And I'm also I just having a podcast, hearing 20-year-olds, talk and have opinions. It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
The 20-year-olds today need to learn to shut the fucking mouth.
Yeah, everyone likes to comment. I don't get it.
I know.
Get it.
But
fucking,
it is what it is. But you asked what I do. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, this is basically it. I go to work, I go to the gym, and then I go to open mics, and then I do podcasts. I like I hang out with friends a lot over this while I was here. Like, I have a lot of friends here, so like
you
Friday,
grew up
Saturday
in Easton,
night.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have like a lot of really good friends here. That's this is temporary. So I'm trying to get as much as I can in before when I hit Austin.
You're
grind,
going. Yeah.
I have to just do the grind.
Well, it's a different
else.
Yeah.
And also
meet some people over. Well, meet some people over there. Though.
Yeah,
definitely meet some people.
I know some people. My buddy Nick down there, where I think we're pretty good friends, and then my buddy Kenny is also pretty good friends.
Oh yeah.
So oh my God, Nick, dude, if you ever meet Nick, he's your age, dude, and he's like weird funny.
Yeah.
He's weird funny. He had this one bit about how Abraham Lincoln used to smoke weed, and like how he was talking about that, and he had this one bit about like, yeah, I smoke weed, but I've never gotten so high I've just said, you know what, I think we should free all the slaves. And like imagine you're smoking with Abraham Lincoln and he says that, and you're like,
I hope he's not using the spit still, is he? We'll cut that out.
But he's like,
oh my God.
He's like, imagine smoking with Abraham back then, and you're like, Abraham, you're really high if you're talking about freeing all the slaves. Drink some water, dude. Yeah. It was a whole bit. I don't want to. I
like the concept of that's actually.
He had so many of those. Like it was just.
I want to hear.
Like,
if I ever meet him, I'll definitely ask him about it. That's crazy.
Come down to Austin, man.
I'll let you know. Let you know.
You have a place to stay at my place.
Appreciate it.
I'll come pick you up from the airport. You don't even need to worry about that or whatever.
Thanks. I was gonna say I could just Uber, but perfect. Yeah.
And then like on top of that too, like you won't need to Uber to the open mic, so I'll take you there. We'll go together.
Say less. I'll pay for parking. I'll throw some gas money down.
There's really no parking like costs there.
Really?
You can actually park places in Austin.
That's crazy.
It is insane.
Yeah.
So it's like, and also your mind will be blown where you go, yeah, we're gonna go hit. I
heard the chicks are hot.
Oh yeah, I mean they're Texas women. Then like
never seen one.
They're womanly women down there. You know what I mean?
I'm about
like,
that.
There's a southern woman like, how are you, sir? Hello, ma'am. Like it's like
damn, bro. Like, fucking, they're serious about it down there. Yeah.
So, like, there's something that's
instead of like
nice
get the fuck out of the way, scumbag. They're like,
yes.
Excuse me, sir. Or something.
Yes. Yes.
They're like your mother. It's like
It's sexy. There was a girl down there.
Oh, bro, I'd be like a fucking animal. Like I not like an animal. Like I'd be acting. I feel like I would like just like the way I talk. I'm like fucking 2 steps away from being like a feral animal, dude. Like I don't like. I'm not gonna. I feel like I'm on the. Sorry, I don't want to talk. Well, I'm gonna talk about myself because you told me to. But
I don't care,
dude. I'm always like thinking about that too because it's like I do have situations in life where I have to talk to people who are like more sophisticated, more fucking people who are real fucking nit and gritty and real tidy, you know what I mean? And like for me it's like, you know what I like, you know how I talk in fucking
Yeah, you're a goofball.
I'm a goofball,
and
I
you're all over
swear.
the place.
Yeah. So it's like trying to just stay focused is so fucking tough.
You change it a little bit, but the thing is that it almost happens naturally. It's not like you have to try. You just start talking differently, and then you notice it, and you pick up on it, and you're just like, huh.
Yeah.
That's weird, because everyone else around you is talking like that.
Yeah, not everyone around me is talking all over the place, so that's the issue.
Well, that's you. But for sure, you might talk nicer all over the place. You might still talk all over the place, but I think you would sound nicer. But just like...
Thanks, Chris. I'm blushing.
Like, when you're down there, you just get accustomed to it, I guess, if that makes sense.
No, I think that could happen. That could definitely happen. I think two things about it. Like, one, I think me being a little bit all over the place is a little bit like who I am, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm going to figure out a way to tame it down.
It's good, though, for comedy.
It is. No, it really is.
It's good
but,
for
like,
comedy,
trying to, like, hone it in, I feel
that
like...
makes sense.
When I really hone it in, I get quiet. That's my issue. Is like I can get real quiet. I just get. I don't talk if I'm trying to like be polite like that. Like I'll say simple things and I'll like I'll be not simple like I'm dumb, but simple as in like just short answers, just straight to the point, no bullshit. Just like this, that, this, whatever they need to hear, like customers and even just people out in public.
Is that like anxiety? Do you think?
Yeah, I think it is. Honestly, I really think it is. I think I have a tough time talking to chicks sometimes.
Have you ever gone to therapy before?
When I was younger, but for different reasons.
When'd you go? When you were
yeah, I had some shit going on in my life, but no, I just think I'm definitely I do have anxiety when it comes to like meeting new people a little bit. I'm more put together because if not, I get wild, and then people will be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And I don't want to get serious or nothing, so it's like.
Have you thought about going back to therapy at all, and maybe?
No, I'm gonna thug. I'm gonna thug this shit out. I'm just gonna fucking figure it out myself. I was like thinking about like maybe it would help, but I'm like, you know what? Like I think who I am as a person. I think there's a reason why I'm quiet right now. I think once maybe I grow up a little bit more, I learn some new things, I develop more as a person, I become a better comic. I think I'll change more.
Sure.
I'm in a routine I've been in for the past like 5 years now, and I think I need some change in my life. I need to move. I need to go to Boston. I need to definitely do more in comedy. I need to get my electrical license, just get my shit together, and I think grow as a person in general. I think that's my issue right now.
I feel like oh shit, I lost what I was gonna say. Fuck, I just lost it. God damn it. You were talking about
growing as a person.
Do you find it hard, like, to talk to the older comics at open mics?
No,
being like a young guy.
Not at all. Not it's so easy. It's they're all so fucking goofballs. It's so like I think Mark McGuinn was a little intimidating. Shout out to Mark. I'm just shouting out everyone I mentioned. He was a little intimidating at first because I didn't really understand when you don't understand people. But once you get to like see them a little bit more, you hear their sets, you're like, all right, I kind of get like the personality. I know some guys in like other cities in comics who might be a little bit much. So then you just gotta space yourself and make sure you're chill. I think the key of the game with everything is just being chill with everyone. Like you don't want enemies, you don't want opposition, you don't want you want competition in a friendly way of like this guy said is so good, I want to get better. You know what I mean? That's completely fine. That's healthy. You need that competition, that will to like do better. But I think like you definitely, like, when it comes to talking to the older guys, just know who you're talking to, because some older guys are fucking degenerates and scumbags, and you don't want to get involved with them.
Yeah.
They're still in the scene, but they're, like, you don't want to get, like, around them.
Well, that's a lot in
That's
Boston.
a lot. That's a lot in Boston. That's a lot in Providence. I think that's a lot all over.
Yeah.
Some guys you just got to be careful about.
Sure.
You don't want to show face, or you don't want to, like, be involved with them.
Yeah, you hear stories about certain guys, and you're like, him? Really?
Yeah. We can talk, like, off the air about stuff, too. Like, if you really want some details. But I'm not, like I said, man, I'm not really trying to fucking bring up any bad beefs with anyone or anything. Like, I realized when I first tried really breaking into Boston a little bit, just doing Boston more, I was really competitive in a bad way. And then recently I came back, I started doing more mics over there, just trying to chill with people. Like some guys I talked to, I'm like, hey dude, like it's been a while, whatever. I've just like, I realized like my attitude coming into this city was wrong. And like, I told them like, hey, like your set was so good. I was jealous in a way of like, I want to be like that's really good. I got to up my game. And I told him, he's like, no, it's cool. And the next thing you know, I'm chill with a lot of people, you know, just chilling. It's a good time seeing them. It's really important to have a good time when you're doing this, because if you love the hobby, you hate the people, it's just not gonna match. You gotta at least like the people, or be able to like crack a joke with the people, or just say how you doing with the people. At least, like, doesn't matter, but like just like be neutral at least, you know, like, oh hey, how you been? Oh cool, all right, see you later. Like, that's all,
right?
You know what I mean?
Also, it's I just try to, like, you know, show up, put my head down, say hello, please, thank you, with a smile on my face, and just...
That's not bad.
You know what I mean? Just try to keep it, you know, civil in any way I can. Make sure I say thank you to the people who help set up the place and offer help. And
the only issue with that is just you're not meeting people if you're not going out of your way and like
that's
trying
true.
to like just like crack a joke or something.
Yeah,
feel the vibe. And trust me, some people out there you're not going to be able to break into. Like,
right.
They just won't like you from the way you look, and that's... I mean, that's nature, man. Like, some people don't like... Some people see me with a mustache, and they instantly think, like, January 6th. You know what I mean? Like, they see my beard, they're like, this guy probably hates someone, or like...
Well, not the good comics would never think like
No, but there's definitely people out there, I think, who might have a prejudice or something. Like, it is what it is, though. Like, you know... It is what it is. Like, you shouldn't hold grudges against it. You can't judge someone you don't know, let alone understand. You haven't lived a day in their shoes. How the fuck are you going to try and, like, judge them for that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure. I think...
You judge them off their actions, you know, but judge them off their character a little bit. But if you don't really know them, who they are, like, what their deal is, how are you going to fucking... You know, but anyway, so I don't mean to fucking bring this to a low point.
Yeah, no problem. I feel like when I was in Austin, the open mic scene was like a little bit more welcoming.
That's good.
And it was like a little more open, and also the comics seemed happier there.
Yeah.
Rather here, it's a little, you know, they drove 40 minutes to get there, a little bit more standoffish.
The weather's terrible.
You know.
Yeah.
Depending on where you are, it was a pain to get parking.
I kind of love it, though. I kind of love that fucking bitterness about it, because that sweetness when you get it is just so goddamn good. Does that make sense? When you have those good times after a hard shit, like, I don't know, it builds character.
Yeah, it does build character, but I don't know if it's better.
No, it might not be for, like, starting out or even, but, like, I think as comedy-wise, if people are smart-asses with you, or if people are, like, you know, ripping on you, it's good to rip back. You gain skin, so when someone makes fun of you in the funny play, like, in the happy play, like Austin, when you're in a roast battle or someone's making fun of you, you can just fucking bite right back at them.
And
it's a skill thing, I think.
For sure. But
dedication to the craft. Only way you're gonna get better is keep going. If those mics are 40 minutes away, then fucking you know what you got to do. It's either you do or you don't. You know what I mean?
That was like the thing that first changed when I came here. It's like 40 minutes to an open mic seemed crazy.
I did that for all last summer and most of this fall and winter for the Kinsman over in Bristol, Rhode Island, bro. That's 45 minutes from here.
Holy crap.
Every Friday, I just go out to there and chill with them, because like there's nothing. I have nothing else going on that's really like like I could be cool and go to bars and meet people, but then I'm not really funny, you know, and I'd rather be funny.
Right.
So yeah, no, I would do it like just for the Friday opportunity and just to shoot the shit with people. I'd go hang out with them, you know, but. Yeah, like that's another level of dedication, I think. Like for me, I don't know. Like, I can't even talk about dedication to the craft. I'm not even fucking fully dedicated. You know what I mean? I'm still trying to get my life together right now, and then hopefully, once I get my life together, I'm gonna really fucking just grind.
I think living by yourself is good as a comic. I think
it's all right. Do you know my situation? Have I told you?
No.
I'm literally living by myself right now.
Oh, really?
So my dad has a place in town, not in Boston, but like where I'm at right now.
Sure.
And so my sister lived there for so my dad owned the place. My sister lived there for the school year because she does school in the area, and I'm in the area too. Like, well, not really, but I work in, you know, Boston. So during the summer, she left. My dad remarried, and my stepmom lives in Boston, so I'm just by myself. My older sister's in Miami, so I'm just by myself.
Huh.
Yeah, I've just been by myself.
How's that like with motivation wise?
Well,
I feel like it would make you.
It's easy to jack off, you know. I don't have to worry about people walking around the house making loud noises.
Yeah,
like it's easy to fucking
if you
play porn, I guess. Yeah,
of course.
It's
Yeah,
easy
you can
to,
have it on the TV if
you know what I'm saying. You wild. I put that shit on the sound bar with the bass booming.
Yeah.
Just hi, just thundering. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, you could jerk off while you're making toast.
Porn on the TV.
Porn.
Yeah. Well, you know.
I mean, not jerk off on the toast.
No, definitely not. I gotta.
At the same time
not on. If you really want it, you could walk around it. I don't know. Fucking whatever's. I don't know. You could do fucking passion projects in the fucking living. I don't know. You could do construction in the basement. I could fucking. I don't know. Like, no, but in reality though, it's quiet. Gives you time to think.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like.
What's writing bits like? I feel like writing bits would be nice.
It's weird. Yeah, no, it's just quiet. I mean, like, I don't have chaos. Like, I could write bits in a coffee shop if I do that sometimes.
Sure.
I'll go to a coffee shop and just write bits. Yeah, you just, like, need to focus. I study in coffee houses. I just, after hours, I go and study. But once I'm done studying, I think after hours, I'll end up going back to just writing comedy.
Right. Yeah, coffee places have a very nice chill
It's a vibe, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
Yeah, like you're able to just like lock in, no headphones, no nothing. You just think. There's some background conversation, but I think having something playing on the low for me, like I'll have some music playing, but so low you can barely hear it. It's just playing in the background. It just kind of like almost helps your mind think a little bit more. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but it's like it's not loud, but you can hear people talking, but you can't hear the conversations really, and then you focus, and it's just all background noise. It's like white noise when you sleep, or like black, or brown, whatever noise people listen to while they sleep, or rain or something. You know, it's like having that noise. I think that's what's cool about those. But yeah, writing in my own place, like it's quiet. You know what I mean? It's just peaceful, by myself in my element, vibing.
I imagine like do you feel the need to get out?
Yeah.
Like
you need that human connection.
Right.
I miss. That's why you find me out. Like that's why I'm still showing up. Like if I'm not there too, like I might miss. I don't know. I might miss 1 or 2 days a week due to like literally just scheduling conflicts. Because I get out of work, I study, I get home, and by that time it might be like 5 or 6, 7. I eat dinner.
Right.
I'll eat dinner, and next thing you know it's like 8, and it's like if I don't have my material down, I'm kind of fucked. Gotta like have an idea on what I'm doing on stage tonight. So sometimes scheduling conflicts, but the night after, it's like you need to go out. I need to go out there and I need to go talk to people. It forces me to go out.
It's good to go up at an open mic and not know what you're going to talk about, though, too.
You can have benefit. Like nights like that can be good, but sometimes for me, it's like I don't get anything. Personally, I've had nights where I'll talk about absolutely nothing and I get nothing out of it.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like every time you do it, you gain something.
I riff, but I still have pre-written material in my mind. Like it's still scripted a little bit.
Yeah.
And like I don't want to go up there and half-ass and like people can. I feel like people can tell when I'm like half-assing something now. Like some of the guys around our scene know me well enough. They're like, "You have jokes. Why are you using a slide whistle?" You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the slide whistle was obvious to anybody, not just your friends.
Yeah. Do you have any friends that are artists?
Yeah, I do. It's kind of weird.
I go on, sorry.
So my buddy Anthony, he's trying to become like a film director.
Nice.
And then my buddy Brandon, where we grew up together. He was the guy he was just on. Oh my God. Last podcast Brandon was on.
Really?
So he lives in Nashville, but we grew up together in Erie. And he's trying to become a musician. He can play the guitar really fucking well.
That's crazy. I'm friends with a few guys that are artists. I have 2 guys that are trying to break into music.
Oh, yeah?
One of them's doing like R&B, hip-hop, pop, more pop-ish.
Yeah.
He's actually soon going to be doing like some type of, I don't know if it's a promotion deal.
Yeah.
And I have another buddy who's doing like more underground, I think it's like hip-hop and R&B kind of.
They're so much cooler than us.
You're telling me that they're able to live their lives freely and record music. It's like, fuck.
Also,
got to go out there every night, but... Yeah, no, and then I have a friend who's an artist, like an actual drawing artist who like does shit like that. I don't know. I feel like creative people, I end up hanging out with other creative people. I think that's a big thing.
Right, of course.
I think, like, meanwhile, like, business guys hang out with business guys. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, well, it's the same archetype.
Yeah, of a character.
You know what I mean? Also, music is one of those weird art forms where it seems like some people, not everybody, but some musicians can just play music.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even need a life, really. Their entire life can just be playing music.
What's his face on the Thursday night mic? You know who I'm talking about, right? He plays the guitar.
Yes.
Yeah, he literally does that for a living. He doesn't work. He just plays guitar. Like, he does that as a living.
Really?
Yeah, no, he's a professional musician.
Oh my god.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
He made it. Like, he technically made it. He has 2 kids. I mean, he seems happy and he wears suits. So it's like, as long as you're happy, dude, you know? I think, and you have savings, I guess. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, of course.
You're doing well for yourself.
You
like,
pay rent.
Yeah, no, pay rent, maybe pay for the extra expenses you need.
Yeah.
He's officially he does gigs. Like, that's it. Like, fuck, dude. That's literally it right there.
That's a dream.
That's one thing. That's making it. I mean, I think breaking out is different because that's, like, nationwide, but
right.
You're going to hate me. I got to pee again. Do you want to pause it real quick?
I have to pee so bad. I was hoping you would say something. I was going to hold it out for 4 more minutes, but liquids just in general because you're talking so much.
Yeah, definitely. Mouth gets dry, throat gets dry, lips get dry.
You're
I always carry lip balm on me now. Like, that's always now a thing. I'm a lip balm guy.
That's crazy.
Bro, I know, right?
With that, dude, usually people with mustaches, I feel like, aren't lip balm.
No, I do lip balm. I got some CBD lip balm, actually.
Oh,
I don't just.
It's extra gay. It's a little extra gay.
Fucking goddamn right. Oh my god. Oh, dude. Fucking. Did I ever tell you about how I got into comedy?
No.
Let's just break this down because you told me you wanted me to talk about myself a little.
I wanted to. That's usually where I start off,
and it's just been chaotic.
You just have been going like
I can keep going too.
A whole triathlon of subjects, man. It's crazy. Like, I never thought that you could like talk like this. You're very good at this.
No, I'm fucking. Yeah, I don't know.
You could do a solo podcast, and I usually don't tell people that. But you
think
could,
so?
Oh, what are you fucking nuts, dude?
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like, it's like wild. You go from here to here to here to here to here to here. I mean, I don't mind. I'm not saying it's not good, but it is a little cuckoo.
I should do more topics. Fast-paced topics might be good for me. I don't know. Like, I still don't know who I am as a person, to be honest, Chris. Like, I'm still not even, like, comfortable as who I am. Like, I want tattoos and stuff and piercings. I just don't have tattoos and piercing money. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I give off a weird vibe of, like, they don't know, like, when people walk up to me and they try and talk to me, they don't really know what the energy is. So it's like I usually try and just be friendly as fuck, and it works great for me because I enjoy a good conversation with people. Fucking fat dabs only, kid, huh?
Come on, man. You know we out here
taking fat rips in Amish. What a throwback. Fucking yeah, no, but in the future, we're definitely gonna get some tats and piercings and maybe try and figure myself out more.
Yeah, well, what do you think about like tattoos? Like, what tattoos?
I love them. I love them. When I get my electrical license, I want to get a pair of pliers on my forearm. They're technically called linesmen, but that's like
cool.
That's my idea. It's like it's a little treat to myself. It's it's the main tool that every electrician uses is a pair of linesmen, and then I think my second tattoo is gonna be maybe like a pen in between the handles. My favorite type of pen. I use a I forget the name. It's a nice gel ink pen. It's a mix, and it works really good.
You use the same pen every time?
Yeah, I use the same brand, same type. I have like a 20-pack.
That's autism.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's called using the tools correctly.
Tomato.
The colors have to match and line up perfectly, Chris. You don't get it.
Yeah, come on, dude.
You don't see the shapes and the design.
I can't write without this pen.
No, I use other pens. I use the there's another type of gel pen I'll use.
I've never heard of that though.
I like a certain type of pen. I like the feel of it on paper.
No, I like
it's mechanical. I like the pop of it. It's just like
right. Yeah, I'm busting your balls, obviously. But
my balls are busted, Chris. They're fucking. They're drained already, dog. You can't bust them anymore.
It wasn't that long of a bathroom break, bro.
I'm fucking quick with it. Puns go crazy. Puns go crazy. fast with it. I don't know.
You want to keep doing this bathroom breaks, dude. We're gonna have a third one soon.
Probably. With the amount of coffee and water I've been drinking, bro, I'm like a fucking camel, bro.
When did you start the Zins? When did that start?
Probably a few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago. So
I was smoking cigarettes for a little bit, and it's just like I was vaping. I got into vaping already. I had a very bad Juul problem originally. I was like a pod a day for like a year straight, basically, which is kind of crazy.
Wow.
And then I had to stop that because it like health implications. And then I was with a girl, I quit that for her, blah, blah, blah. Whatever happened, we ended up breaking up, and then slowly, I came back, I went into comedy, and then people were smoking cigarettes. I'm like, I could go for a cigarette, and then I was smoking cigarettes, and it's like, well, I don't like cigarettes because they're gross. And then I saw Zins, and apparently, there's no tobacco, it's just nicotine. Like, yeah, your gum line might, like, recede up a little, but, like, I don't know. I like the buzz. I like a good nicotine buzz.
Sure.
Ooh, it's close there. Close one. Yeah, man. Almost slipped out, bro.
We would have had the Curb Your Enthusiasm ending song.
It just pauses, ends, song plays. The buzzes are good, but what was that? We were talking about comedy earlier, right?
Yeah, we were talking. Yeah, how you got started.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of wish, man, looking back at everything now, I kind of wish I knew about comedy earlier. I just was never introduced. My family, no one was into it. My grandfather was always funny, and that kind of rubbed off onto me. And then my old man wasn't a funny guy, so he kind of vibe checked me hard for a while. But it always just bled out a little bit in me. It'd bleed out of me, just like jokes would come and go. I'd say wild stuff, funny stuff. And then eventually, you graduate high school, you try and figure out who you are. I still wasn't into comedy yet. I'm like 20 years old now, no idea what comedy is. 21 hits, around 2021. I'm 21 years old. I meet a girl, and then this girl, it's like the only comedy I've ever seen was like Tosh.0 on the TV, and maybe someone sent me a link to like the Big Red Machine, the Machine, Burt Kreischer, his story about the Machine. I saw that, and that was it for comedy. But I met this girl, we dated for like a year, and one night, like, we were going at it, we were wilding out a little bit, and she threw on a Burt Kreischer special. I don't know why you would play a comedy special when you're having sex, but that was her turn on, so whatever, I guess. So we start going at it, and I start listening to the special. And then I start laughing, and she's like, "Why are you laughing?" I'm like, "We got to turn this off." And then, we finish up. She goes home, and I play the special. And that's when I started getting into comedy. I'm like 21 years old, and I finally figure out what comedy is. And then, like, I watch more specials. Me and her go out to comedy shows. And then, the whole reason I was dating her was because I thought she was what was going to make me happy. And then turns out I wasn't happy. And, like I think a girlfriend is good. Like, relationships are great, dude. Like, I think a girl can really multiply your happiness, but she can also divide it if you're not happy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like it can either be fantastic or it can be absolutely awful. It just depends on what you are, what mindset you're on. And for me, I realized I just wasn't happy with what I was doing. I was, my job at the time was kind of, I just got a new job with the company I'm with now, and like that was just new, and she was on my case about everything, and I just wasn't happy with what I was doing with myself. I just talked to her, I'd play video games, go to bed, go to work, repeat, and I realized like this isn't it. So I broke it off with her. I had to because I couldn't drag her along anymore. And then, like, a few months afterwards, and I remember talking to her, by the way, real quick. I was talking to her about, like, I wanted to do something. I just don't know what I'm trying to do. And she would listen, no answers. But, a few months later, I dumped her, I'm doing my own thing. I remember before comedy, I was at dive bars playing pool by myself on, like, a Wednesday night. That's how, like, how lost I was. I was chilling with, like, 40-year-olds, just drinking beers.
Are you good at pool?
No, I'm awful. And next thing, I had a buddy at the time who then told me, he's like, "Sam, I would love to hear you go on stage and do..." He brought me to my first live comedy show back when I was dating, and he said, "I would love to see you do an open mic." And I said, "All right, maybe in, like, a year or so." Next thing you know, a year comes by, I'm not with the girl anymore, but we go to this open mic in Jamaica Plains, the Midway, and then it was like I didn't get up there till like I think 10. I got there at 8 or something.
Yeah.
Didn't get up there till like I think 12. It was 12. I got up there. I waited 4 hours, and it was awful. It was awful because they do like a bucket style, and like I was like they didn't know who I was. I was literally wearing the way I was like I gotta look goofy, so I wore jeans, a belt with a belt buckle, a tucked in shirt with a purple vest, and some pit vipers. I was just like I looked like a fucking tool, and then I remember I did my set. I had like one all right joke. And there was a bunch of frat boys, and they loved it. They ate my shit up. Everyone else is like, who the fuck is this guy? But I was getting laughs, and that what brought me back to the next week by myself. And, of course, I bombed for the next 2 months, as everyone does.
Sure.
And then I started getting laughs. And then I went to Providence, and I met people in Providence, and that's, like, where it also... I didn't know about comedy till I was 21, man. If I knew earlier, I might have gone to college. Like, I might have tried something else to get into, like, an art school. But, like... I mean, at this point now in the game, like, the chaos has already started. Like, if I didn't do electrical, though, I probably wouldn't be the person I am today. Like, there's definitely a level of chaos with me. There's also a level of, like, I have tough skin. I can eat shit. Like, you talk about the worst. I've seen some, like, the work stuff is fucking rough. Like, you're in some dirty places, sweaty jobs, miserable, no water sometimes, got to take a dump, and there's no bathroom, bro. Like I don't know, like, and people will harass you. Construction dudes, they bust your balls. Electricians, nonetheless. Like, you grow skin, though. You grow skin, and that's what's big. And
well,
like,
that's Massachusetts
in general. But like blue collar, bro, like it's fucking cutthroat.
Yeah. Well, especially with like stand up and anything you want.
Stand up's even
is like very much looked
There's
down
a little
upon.
Yeah, that here. Too. Yeah, no, comedy is definitely a weird subject. It's an art form, but to me, it's the grungiest art form out there, basically. Yeah. Besides fucking panhandling as a fucking, I don't know, junkie or something. Like,
sure.
I think it might be a better art form than comedy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know. Crust punks are on our same level. I'm not gonna lie, but panhandling crust punks, but. Yeah, no. The thing is with comedy, anyone can do it. It's just trying to be good is different, and then once you're good, it's like. You're still not making a lot of money, but it's not about the money right now, is it? It's about getting good.
No, it's more about the journey.
It really is. No, that's what comedy is, man. I think that's where a lot of people drop off.
About the money. It is.
It is. At some point, everything. You need
it's everything.
You know what? Right now, though, it's not about the money. It's just about getting good with what we're at. But yeah, no, long term,
right
yeah,
right. But
no, actually, you're completely right. No, it is the journey. It is the journey.
It's the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like. You gotta go through life. That's like step one, right? You have to live with comedy for 10 years. You're gonna suck for 10
allegedly.
years. Well, you're not. People who are 5 years in are like kind of good.
Hey, bro, you get hit by a car, get a little brain damage, you might be a killer. Who knows?
Right. Let's see. Now, I'll be Sam Kinison. Like, who knows?
Yeah, become a preacher, have 6 wives, 6 ex-wives.
But either way, it's like. And to say that it isn't about the money, well, not all of it. It shouldn't be. It's not.
I guess I'm saying for right now as an open micer, that's where like a lot of people.
About getting good.
But you're 100% right though. The journey is where it counts. Yeah. It's like that's where a lot of people drop off because they think once you're like, oh, I just gotta get a good 5 minutes, I'll blow up. That's not the case.
No.
Never is. That's where a lot of those fucking influencer TikTokers drop off with comedy. They don't understand the grind.
But you have to have an hour.
Yeah.
You
just
know
a
how
headline
long an hour is
of good material.
Just you alone on stage, everybody's looking at you.
I bet it flies by if you're good at it. I bet it flies by.
If you're good at it,
yeah,
right?
But
now,
starting out,
right now, like if somebody told you like Monday you're going out for an hour, you'd be like,
I got 20 minutes.
20 minutes, maybe 20 minutes,
15.
Right, like reality.
Yeah,
like. And how good is that 15 really?
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're only a year in. Like, that's okay.
Yeah.
You should be able to stretch 15 minutes. Which
I could do. I did 20 minutes one time, just just you can do crowd work. Honestly, crowd work's a fun thing to bullshit around with, but for a show, I feel like that's get a little intimidating. But when you first start out, no, you don't do that for an hour. I'm talking people, like, yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
well, you could stretch out time using crowd work, but like it shouldn't be your whole set.
Well, I'm
saying
what I
mean?
For like an hour, like just
an hour. No, you don't do crowd. No,
there's no way.
No, well, it's easier to be funny than it is to write funny jokes.
Yes.
You know?
I like that.
You know? Well, that's not mine, but someone said it.
Sure, yeah.
I think Rogan said it. Shit. But he's not wrong, dude. It's like, I see these guys all the time at mics, and it's not like I'm fucking jealous or mad or nothing, but it's like they have the utmost confidence. They go up there, "What's up, guys?" And then they drop the most horrendous shit on planet Earth. And it's like, they think they're funny, but trying to write funny and do material that is funny is just so fucking different. It's such a different game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. What else about me in comedy? Yeah, no, that's really, like, I like to go out a lot. That's where I like, I don't know, that's where I thrive. You gotta write. You gotta love to write, too. Yeah, well, I don't love it, but I try. I do my best. Mm-hmm. It's like a job at this point. Not writing, but like sometimes I get real passionate about it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You ever get passionate about something you write about? That's like the best feeling.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's like you literally feel the ball rolling. And I'm locked in.
Sometimes though, when you're really upset about something, like when you're sad about something, it's hard to write a bit about it.
It is.
You know.
It is.
And the audience can feel that.
Whoa. A photo just fell. I just saw that. A photo just fell.
Dude, I guess I don't know. There's a ghost in here or something.
Spooky. The ghost of my dead jokes. I have. How much do you have binders or anything of like how much material you've like thrown away? Basically,
no.
I kept it all, bro. I still have it. It's like
I still have all.
It's like mine's like this big right now. The pile of paper.
I just lost one notebook. Oof. I lost this like tiny little notebook. I'm trying to find it. I don't know where it is.
Is it backed up? Do you have anything backed up on computer?
Yeah,
That's
good. It's fine because I have so many notes. But
nice.
I'm like, God damn it! Where the fuck is it? It's been on my mind over the past couple days.
Bro, I literally just write a concept and forget about it, and it just like gets buried, and I'll just like go back and be like, what the fuck was I write? Oh, and then like I'll try it out sometimes. But no, it's just good to fucking. I feel like it's good at a certain point to keep it all, and then at some point you might want to delete some if you have too much. But like, because your comedy keeps evolving as we. I mean, how long have you been in the game for?
So this September. Yeah. So. In 2 months, Jesus Christ, in 2 months it will be 2 years.
Yeah, there you go.
So, which is crazy.
Oh, it is.
It felt like yesterday.
Yeah.
It felt like yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Makes sense.
It's just
something you enjoy.
So quick.
If you enjoy it, it's going to fly by. That's the thing.
So
my first year kind of flew by at the end. Like, I kind of forgot. Like, at 7 months in, I kind of forgot where I was, and I looked back, and I'm like, oh, my God, I'm a year in. And then finally, I was worried because I wasn't getting booked for a second, and I was like kind of nervous. But then I finally got booked. I did a bringer, and then I got booked randomly. But like, it wasn't even like this guy's good. He just kind of like saw me before, and he's like, I'll book him. Like, fuck it. Like, I need someone on here. But it worked out. I dipped my toes in. I got I think once you get booked, it's nice because at least you have the experience, but like you have that a little bit. So now, all right, I'm ready for more bookings. You know what I mean? Like it's good because you have that now. It's a different taste. So I'm an open micer, by the way. I'm not an actual comic. I'm just like, I guess I do comedy, but like open micers are different than actual like paid comics.
Yeah, we're not even on the same.
No, not at all. We're still
don't even, see them.
Yeah,
really, which is like fine. I'm fucking
rare.
20, dude. Like,
yeah. There's a lot of we have a lot of like if you think about it, there's a lot of people do like shows and stuff, producers and that are still open micers, which is completely fine. Like they do good for themselves and they enjoy it. Yeah.
So I'm just so excited to go back down, man. You know?
I can imagine,
like,
dude.
Really
it's just such a different scene.
Yeah, completely different scene. Like you really get the full use of your grind down there.
I can imagine. There's just so much going on, and if you're just dedicate yourself to the pen and just fucking. I mean, because there's so much going on, you know, I could do this, that, whatever. Like, no, that's definitely big. Yeah, man.
Dude.
That's crazy to think about.
I'm ready for you to come see it, too.
Yeah?
I'm ready for you to come see it. Yeah, for sure.
Really?
Yeah, you'll change your mind.
All right.
You'll consider it.
Consider it?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You will.
I'm very...
I don't know you well enough to know if you would or wouldn't.
Right.
I have no idea.
Well,
But
yeah.
It'll plant a seed in your brain.
If that happens, though, if the seed gets planted, it will end up like you heard me talk about Boston for the past fucking an hour, basically, like how into like detail I am about it. Like I need to get my license to get paid, so I can go to the city and learn a little. Like
no, you have a whole plan.
Bro, I'm like scheming.
No,
like it should. And the whole reason I really want to do comedy in Boston is not only because of my work, but because Boston is a good comedy city. Like you learn how to write really good. And I don't know. It
feels like it's slowly dying, though.
No, I think it's that's because it's the summer and Boston slows down during the summer because of schools. Because there's a lot of like school art kids and college kids do comedy. But I heard there's a new club in Boston that opened.
Yeah, I heard about it.
I know the guy who books it actually.
It'd be weird if it comes back. That'd be so surprising if it comes back.
No, wait. Boston?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To where it was in the 80s.
Oh,
80s Boston
that's different.
It was basically Austin now.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
The way people talk about old Boston from the 80s and 70s, there is...
I know more about the sports than anything.
Joe Rogan talks about how there is, on one street, there's 5 stand-up comedy clubs.
That's crazy.
In Boston.
That's fucking nuts.
It's so wild. And so, like, if it comes back, that's great, but that's crazy what it used to be.
That's insane. Actual clubs, too. I know they just brought... that's like... I think they have 3 clubs now in Boston, which is still pretty good.
It's like pretty good.
You got Nick's, you got Laugh, and you got that other one I'm thinking about. There's also a lot of like bar shows though. That's big in Boston, is those bar shows right now. Yeah. And it's like
Boston has always run on bars.
Yeah. So there's a big bar show scene, it's just bigger than Providence. So you get more stage time on shows, but then there is actual like Laugh and Nick's and this and that, and there's also fucking theaters there. Like I saw a Boston guy open up for Tim Dillon over at the
oh really?
The Sherbert or the Wilbur? Yeah.
Did you go see Tim Dillon when he came in?
Yeah.
Oh my god, his stuff is
fantastic.
So good, right?
So good. So fucking funny.
Oh my god, did you
just the way he acts on stage, it reminds me of his I love Tim Dillon's fucking podcast he does. It's so good. But like the way he does his comedy almost like represents what his podcast, like I'm sure that's where his podcast energy comes from.
Well, yeah, it's like,
it all bases off your stand up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
His podcast is basically just like a writing ground of material.
Yeah.
And his stand-up is just like a polished
version.
The most polished version of like, because, dude, that Andrew Tate bit is so... Did you remember that bit? Where he went out with Andrew Tate?
No, I was right after that. I saw that right afterwards. I heard about how he got backlash for it. Didn't he get backlash for that one? Or was it a different bit?
He did it. He did when I saw him like 3-4 months ago.
4 months ago? Maybe he did. I'm trying to remember what bits he did. He did one about like trans kids. He did one about
with the if he
I'm not gonna lie, it's been a few months ago myself.
So yeah, I mean, dude,
I don't really know, to be honest.
That bit, and then the bit where he talks about showing off his kids' transgender.
That's
pussy.
what it was. That one's fucking.
My God.
Just shake around. I forget what he said, bro, but it was. I remember the premise in it and the punchlines, bro.
It was murderous.
Yeah.
I mean, he had that crowd by the balls.
Nice.
It was crazy.
Nice. He had ours too. He like brought him in. It was loud in there too, and I was a little
loud.
I was thinking about it because like I've seen.
Wilbur's great.
Yeah, it's different.
So
the mics compared to the shows compared to the fucking theaters so different.
Oh my God, it's so wild.
Crazy to think about.
Man, it's so when you watch somebody kill in that room, it's so... Because that was the second time I've seen him in the Wilbur.
Right.
So I've seen Tim Dillon twice. I saw Schultz at the Wilbur. I saw... Someone else I saw at the Wilbur that I'm forgetting. I saw Rogan at Madison Square Garden.
That's crazy.
Dude,
I've seen, like, absolutely, like, no one, basically. I've seen, like, just a bunch of, like, touring guys.
Saw Tom Segura bomb.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
It was theater right outside of Boston.
Outside? In Boston or outside?
Outside. Somewhere in Lexington, I believe. Like over that side of Mass.
Oh.
And it was a late show Sunday night. And that's when Game of Thrones was also on at that time. So this was a really, really long time ago, by the way. And
a long time ago too. So Tom not as big as he is now.
Yeah, not as big as he is.
Oh yeah.
And then he had a drunk heckler the whole show.
Fucking Christ.
Where he literally was like, "Dude, stop."
Yeah.
And like he did great, you know.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. I've never seen Tom at his
worst, lowest, low
like
points.
Highest. I'm saying. Like
okay.
I've never seen him go out and fucking murder.
Yeah,
he did okay.
That's good.
Which like I don't know if it was him or whatever.
There'll be another day.
Yeah,
there'll definitely be another day. I think.
For sure. That was the first time I saw stand up.
That's crazy. That's a crazy way to see it. I went to I saw Chris Tabb and I was like, I love this. Dude, I wish you knew who Chris Tabb was. He's such a fucking guy. He's a character. Yeah, he's funny. Dude, he's good, but yeah, I saw. There was one show over at the Comedy Scene I really liked, where the headliner was like a New York guy, and this guy was just his shit was so he literally brought the room down to his energy and just built him right back up, and it was just so funny, so good. He just fucking it was dry comedy. It was perfect, but yeah, man, fucking. Dude, it was something else.
We've been talking for over 2 hours.
I think it's time to put a ribbon on it. You know, I
mean, do you have anything else quick? Do you want to promote any of your stuff?
Yeah. Let me.
Instagram.
I actually do. Yeah. Let me. Do you mind if I plug myself a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't care.
All 12 people are gonna listen to this.
Yep. Of course.
Bro. If you send me this, I could definitely make some clips out of it too.
Sure.
I know how to.
Wherever you want.
Yeah. August 15th at the Starlight Lounge at, I don't know, I think it's like 7 or something, 8 maybe. I'll be up. I'm only doing like 5. I don't know. Yeah, go there, I guess. Instagram. I don't fucking care. Yeah, I'm not really getting booked much right now, but that's because I'm busy with other shit. But
nah, don't worry about it, dude.
Instagram, Sammy_the_Hutt. Follow me on there for absolutely fucking shit posts and nothing else. If we get booked, more comedy dates will happen. But thanks for having me, Chris.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. This was fun.
Thank you so much for coming
Glad
back.
I could be your first guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe I could get you back before I leave for Austin.
Let me know. Yeah, definitely let me know.
Absolutely. All right, man. Thank you so much. This has been 162, and I hope, ladies and gentlemen, you guys enjoyed it. Bye-bye.
Later.